What is going on, everybody? What's going on?
Hey.
How y'all doing? It's James Hollingsworth and
Aubrey A.J. Holly.
And we're back, the Working People's Podcast, where everybody desires to build generational wealth and a financial legacy for their family. And I hope that you all are having a beautiful day, because I am. I'm having a great day. How about you? How about you? You having a good one?
Great. Awesome. Amazing.
Hey, how y'all like, she got a new mic.
Can they see it?
No, can't see it. I mean, you might make a lot of noise if you hold it up, though, but it's all good.
Yeah.
She sounds so good, so much better. We've been working on the sound, trying to get the sound quality a lot better, so.
Yes.
Hey, but if you're watching us on this show via YouTube, you know what to do. Press that thumbs up like button. Subscribe to this channel, the Working People's Podcast. Also, you know, you can ring that bell so you'll get notified when we upload new videos and new content. Also, drop some comments below. I am trying to monitor that page today so we can see if it's anybody that might comment over there. And also, if you're watching here via my personal Facebook page, you can also press that thumbs up like button. Press the heart, man. Press the heart. If you press that angry emoji, would you please drop a comment and let us know why? And also share this video. Tonight we're talking about the Golden Girls syndrome. And we are also streaming live on the Working People's Podcast channel right here on Facebook page, that page. And then also shout out once again to Pastor Dr. Rodney Williams of the Second Friendship Missionary Baptist Church. We're streaming live to the page right here on Facebook. And I'll go over there and also check and see if we got some comments from the ship. Congratulations to everybody who's having a wonderful day. But we need to talk about the Golden Girls syndrome. Now, some people going to be like, what? So, I don't know, Gene, do you want to give them an overview? I can pull up that page where we were kind of talking about the plot. Mm-hmm. You know, I kind of tell people what. This is actually part 2 of Aging Gracefully, where we talked about Medicaid and long-term care. Mm-hmm. And look, you want to avoid Medicaid if at all possible. You want to avoid it. Because I'm telling you right now, if you don't and you have to end up using it, if you have a family home or anything left, you know, they can look back 5 years and get their money back. Because they're calculating and they're keeping a tab on everything that you use through Medicaid. And long-term care has a cap on it. So if you think you'll need some long-term care and it's going to last you forever because it says long-term in the description, you're going to be wrong mistakenly and upset because they have a cap on them. 5 years for long-term care. My financial advisor, all the programs that they have through my financial advisory firm, 4-year cap. So if you live longer than that 4 years, somebody better go get a job at McDonald's or something.
Walmart.
Because, yeah. So watch that video, Aging Gracefully. It was part 1. But let's look at this plot. What was the Golden Girls about, man? Because I know that I don't really remember a lot, and you were telling me a lot about it.
Yeah.
You know, but the overall plot was 4 previously married women lived together in Miami, sharing their various experiences together and enjoying themselves despite hard times. So the Golden Girls is based on the lives and interactions of 4 older women who have all been divorced, widowed, and are now roommates. And it goes through Dorothy's main goal during the series is to find a companion she can relate to. Yeah. While her mother, Sophia, I remember Sophia, adds her comical outlook and frequent picture this stories. Rose's St. Olaf-ness makes her a little corny, but lovable. And one thing that changes nearly every episode is whom Blanche is courting. I remember
Yes.
that Blanche was kind of hot. Blanche was the hot one.
Yes.
She was trying to
Find love.
try to
My
find
companionship, she
love.
wanted love again.
Yeah, again.
Again.
So the overall ideal here is: are you preparing yourself, or are you going to end up having to move in with a bunch of other older women and live in the Golden Girl syndrome? And I have a question. And if you can answer this, if you're in the comment section and you can answer this, I have a question. And that question is, who is at risk more during the latter years in retirement, post working? Would it be men, or do you think it would be women? That's a question for you. you looking like, oh, you want me to answer? Yeah, I want you to answer.
It's women. It is most definitely women because we are more than likely to have the lowest income,
Mm.
annual income, monthly income uh, across the board with everyone else, our counterparts, male, Caucasian, yeah.
Yeah.
Statistics. Statistics show that.
Yeah.
You can research that anywhere to see that we make less money.
Oh. Well, I'm about to join Deja in with us,
Okay,
and we can ask her that question too, because I want to know what she
awesome.
thinks.
Me too.
So, do you believe in the age gap thing? Do you believe in that?
The work age gap.
Yeah, the whole discriminatory thing about how this is age gap, that keeps women from being able to earn the same as men, especially, and
Uh,
then we put the double whammy on it when we say like, oh, black women.
I don't think. Not necessarily that I don't believe it. I believe it's based on occupation the jobs we choose, the careers we
Mm.
choose.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, because now everything I say, of course, is exceptions to it. What I'm saying though, most men choose trades that are heavy labor, um, trades like construction, plumbing, HVAC, um, what else? Septic installations and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
anything that's manual hard labor. Men
Mm-hmm.
tend to do. Now, of course, you have the exceptions where some women they are good; they can do it too. But
Mm-hmm.
most men choose that field, which pay higher. And even if we chose a trade like a medical assistant or dental assistant, it still it still normally does not pay. You have to be in it for years to get that top pay. But normally it
Facts.
still does not pay as well as construction. Anything that's hard labor, manual, it doesn't pay the same equally in that regard, in
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
opinion.
A lot of times, I think too, women tend to go into fields that are more social.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it is social work or something
Mm-hmm.
related to that, or
Caseworker,
something that has to do, caseworkers,
nurturing work.
yeah, nursing,
Mm-hmm.
something that has to do with caring for people,
Mm-hmm.
psychology,
Mm-hmm.
therapists, just various caring social type, occupations and things. So I wonder if, well, I don't wonder. I really believe that has a primary
More to do.
reason why.
Mm-hmm.
Because think about it. On the job, the work that I do,
Mm-hmm.
there's we have a female that works with us. She's the same labor grade as me, and guess what she
Mm-hmm.
earns?
Probably the same or less.
The same. She doesn't
See,
earn less because she's a woman. She earns
right,
the same because of the job that she has.
right.
Did she have a background doing this work? No.
Mm.
Prior to doing this work, she was a meter reader. So she walked around and read meters. And then she applied for the job that I'm doing and some of the other men are doing. And she learned it just like everybody else. I didn't do this work prior, so I had to learn it. She had to learn it. So there was no disadvantage
Wow.
one way or the other.
making the same amount. That's
making the
awesome.
same amount of money. Yeah.
Whew, it's hard labor.
hmm So there's no distinction or difference there. And so
Question:
yeah,
for when you were in working as a firefighter, is that typically the same thing with women who are firefighters? They make pretty much the same as male, right? In that
yeah.
field,
You make the same whatever title you have. If you just an on-call firefighter, or if you are an officer, you make
mm-hmm.
whatever the pay grade for that
Is for that
officer
position,
position is,
whether you're a woman or man.
whether you're a woman or a man.
Hmm. Interesting. Just wanted to know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, I kind of want to ask the question, but I still be trying to. I keep saying every time we do a show, I'm gonna really be really nice. I'm not gonna be screaming and yelling and telling people that they, you know.
You stop.
Oh my God! But the truth is, and I know there's gonna a lot of people, my oh Jesus, here I go. My problem is when the sisters, black women, start talking about colorism as if, and I know some people really believe it. They really do believe it. They are really convinced that people get treated differently because of their shade of color in their own ethnic group,
Mm-hmm.
and that it spills over to dating, relationships, and jobs and the
Mm-hmm.
workforce. Look here, folks. I'm just gonna be real. I'm gonna keep it real with you. People that want to make money and make a lot of it, if they own a business, trust me, they want the best person that can do the job,
Mm-hmm.
who can help them to continue to make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Green money,
Green money.
not black, not white money.
Yeah. So, in my opinion, if there is any type of segregation that really exists these days, it's economic segregation.
And as far as colorism, I think colorism exists, but it doesn't. I mean, in my opinion, when I see colorism, it's existing in personal relationships. You know, when people are younger, a lot of times they are younger and they're dating or in school, high
Yeah.
school. I've never noticed it in a workforce, corporate America. I've worked in corporate America, and I've never noticed colorism within. I've had black supervisors and managers, and I didn't get treated any different than my darker or lighter. You know, I didn't. I didn't. I mean, but I know it existed when I was younger in high school.
Yeah.
You know, around the block or in the social areas. You know,
Right. Right.
in the club and the video chicks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. But there's some people that have the ideal that wealthy men, they want a light skinned woman, or the more money that a black man makes, he's gonna go out, run off and marry Becky, or Megan, or what's another one? What's another good name? Becky,
um,
Megan, and you
yin
know,
yang,
or yeah, or
mainly.
Mylene, Mylene, whatever.
I mean,
And that's
it
that's
is
the
a certain
ideal.
look that they go for. It's a
Well,
certain look.
I've talked about statistics on the show and shown it
Hmm.
where the higher people go up socioeconomically. In fact, the statistics show that 83% of black men that earn over six figures,
Hmm.
83% marry within their own race. And
Hmm.
at the moment now, only about 9% of black men have married white women.
So it's basically propaganda that we see on social media platforms and in the news, which showcase more of um, people who are in the entertainment industry. They're not talking
Mm-hmm.
about the regular people. They're talking about people in the music industry or the entertainment industry, something of that
Mm-hmm.
sort. Because that's what's put in front of us, and what as we've already talked, propaganda that's put in front of us. People, if you look at it enough, you start to believe it because that's all you're seeing constantly in front of you. But you're not
Yeah.
really doing the research like you're saying with the actual numbers to show that it's not true.
Yeah. And the same thing with when it comes to the job and the working and the money. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the narrative is that black women make less money, and it's because of discrimination. No, it's because you chose a different occupation.
Yeah, I thought about that, and that's true. I'm
Yeah.
sitting right under the air. I'm sorry, my nose get to running. Like air. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's funny.
I want to look like a toddler online, a little toddler. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that overall, for a number of years now, the whole ideal and narrative about the wage gap, I think that's
Mm,
been dispelled.
yeah, because that's the only reasoning rational that I can, and the numbers show it. But I thought along those lines anyway that
Hmm.
it's occupation based.
It's occupation based. I think so. And you mentioned that you believe that women are more at risk. I would agree with that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Now, if we had to then go to ethnicities, I think even statistics that will show typically that probably African American and Latino women are probably more at risk, because there is a statistic that I showed you earlier that we're going to
Hmm.
eventually show to everybody else,
Hmm.
that typically those two ethnic groups of women typically tend to not fare as well and have more difficult financial hardships
Hmm.
um, than their other
Yeah.
female
Yeah.
counterparts.
Yeah.
And that's an unfortunate reality. But um, one statistic that we're going to look at tonight, and I don't want to get too far ahead of myself,
Hmm.
has to do with single parenthood and how that affects your ability to earn and financially. Let me see if I can get Deja on here.
Okay.
Okay. I think she has joined us. Yes.
It's
Look
Deja,
who is
right?
with us.
Hey.
Hey, hey, you guys.
Hey, how you doing? I don't know
Hey,
if you
I'm
heard a part of
doing.
our conversation yet.
I heard a little bit. Hi. Aubrey, right?
Hey. Yes.
Look, because James done said about 4, 5 names.
Oh,
Jean, baby
I
Jean,
know,
how are
man.
you?
I'm finding you.
I
It's a
know.
Yes, he
struggle
does.
today.
Yeah, and it's like she, I can't call her by. I'm surprised she not calling me by the name she's called me by all our lives.
Right.
Okay.
What y'all call me?
Keithy.
Let's say it louder.
Keithy. Hey, Keithy. And then some people get real country. They say, hey, Keefy. Keefy.
Oh, yeah, they do. They do. But Deja, I want to get your thought about that question. Well, two questions.
Okay.
Who do you feel is more at risk for their latter years financially to probably not be able to fare as well? Would it be men or women?
Really, to be honest, I think it's going to really affect women more so.
Hmm.
I really do believe that. Simply because a few different factors, down and through the years, most women have either depended on a spouse to help
Mm.
out or
Yeah.
they've been self-sufficient. So as we begin to age, I really think it's going to affect women more so than men.
Yeah.
Good.
And do you believe in the discriminatory narratives and ideals around the gender pay gap, especially as it relates to black women, that they make more and it's due to some type of discriminatory practices?
Okay, in terms of what? In terms of our male counterparts? Or
Yes.
what do you mean specifically?
Male counterparts overall, as well as just because you're a black female, that there's discrimination that causes you to earn less than
Oh,
either your male
definitely.
counterparts. Do you ascribe to that? And if so, how do you see that playing out in the real world, in the workforce?
Hopefully, with a lot of black, females taking the initiative to re-educate themselves, the hope is that that gap will shrink.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it does or not, we shall see. But I do believe that black women are now being recognized as a powerful force in the workforce,
Absolutely.
because a lot of the roles that they've taken on historically have been roles that's been held by white males.
Hmm.
When you're looking at female CEOs, I do personally believe if given the opportunity, more black women than people think would rise to the occasion if
Yes.
given the opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think if anything, if there is discriminatory practices, I believe it's in opportunities.
Hmm.
I have to be honest and say I don't believe it's in earnings,
Yep.
because if you get the job, it's going to pay you according to whatever labor or work that you're doing.
Yep.
But I do think that there is discrimination in opportunities.
Yes, because, and then this is another thing that we face, speaking from, being a black, female business owner, we're labeled the B, when you're very
Aggressive.
aggressive. Yeah, that's good. When you're aggressive, or even when you just flat out know your stuff.
Hmm.
People, I don't know if they're intimidated by that, but it's very hard to gain the respect of your counterparts, whether it be if you're working in healthcare, you really have to prove yourself. I mean, it takes years. It really,
Yeah.
really, really
Yep.
takes years. It does not happen overnight. But once you have proven that you are the person that you say you are, more opportunities will be thrown at you, and you
Hmm.
will be given, more opportunities than, let's say, somebody who is just new on the scene, because you've proven yourself. But why should we have to even go through that?
Right.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we've stepping out, and if we've either educated ourselves, or if we have put ourselves in a position to be taught and learned, why can't it just be that? Why do we have to go above and beyond just to get the recognition that
Yeah.
we should be given an opportunity no different than our white female counterparts,
Oh yeah.
or even, the male counterparts?
Yeah.
We have to, it just seems like we have to work even harder.
Well, I wouldn't disagree with that at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't disagree with that. Let me ask you two ladies also kind of a follow up question to that, because that sparked a lot of thoughts in my mind. Is what do you think can be done? Do we need some type of programs? What can be done to encourage, in this case, black women, or even women in general, but more so if we want to focus on some black women? What can be done to really encourage more black women to go into fields and occupations that do pay higher wages? Because sometimes it really is about what you're choosing to do as a career. And I think a lot of times when we go to college, that's not even in the equation. I mean, it's not like you do a search, before you pick, a field of study and begin to map out and say, oh, if I do this when I graduate, this is my process of entry level. After 2-3 years, I get to here. It's not like we even really think about that. It's like we keep telling people, follow your passion. But men, we tend to approach it from, I want to do what's going to pay the most. It ain't about, what I'm saying, passion. I get it, but where are the jobs that's going to pay me? Put that grip in my pocket. Give me that cheddar. So I know it's a long question, but what do you think could be done to encourage black women to seek out those occupations and fields that they can go into to earn more money?
Well, I think exposure, exposing them to, a field that they may not know pays a lot, or a field that not only pays a lot, is rewarding in a lot of ways.
Yes.
But I think also not necessarily, because you mentioned training opportunities, I think a mentorship program, because a lot of the times, if they don't know and they're looking at it from an entry level standpoint, they may not look at it from, oh, I can really make a career out of this. I can go
Yes.
beyond that $14 an hour and really take this to the next level. So
Yes.
therefore, if they know it and they know that the potential is there, where you can take something that you started out as a job and turn it into a lifelong career, I
Mm-hmm.
think that may make all the difference. Because this is the thing. People don't have to go to college, rack up a lot of debt, just to walk away, not even working in that field.
Right. Yes.
And now that we're on the subject, and we're gonna get to the Golden Girls, and if it's gonna end up where a lot of women have to end up moving in together, we're gonna get to that. But y'all hold on, y'all hang with us, and hey, do us a favor if you are watching, press that heart button for us and a thumbs up, the like button, and also share this video. Share it with some friends. Tell
I've
some of
shared
your,
it.
especially your female friends, tell them to jump on and check this episode out because we're gonna be talking about really dive into the Golden Girls
All
syndrome.
right. All right.
I want
The
to touch
Golden
on
Girls
what
syndrome.
I want to touch on what Deja said.
Yeah.
Very, very, very important when she said exposure. In the homeschool, because I homeschool my children, that's the first thing that they tell you in homeschool is to expose your children to, well, not in actual homeschool, but it's called unschooling homeschool, which
Mm-hmm.
is interest-led homeschooling. It's not it's not a bunch of schedules. It's not a bunch of things that we follow like a public school. A bell rings, it tells you to go here, when to go here. It's interest led, and you expose your children to all these various things, and you start to take them places where the exposure is um, where they can see the hands on with what they're interested in. They may
Mm-hmm.
choose it and they may not, but it's exposing them. And most homeschoolers who unschool and are into interest led learning expose a lot with their children. As you can tell with my son, he likes to invest. If he was in a regular school, they wouldn't be, talking about that with him. And then you have a child that's interested in something that's London. My twin daughter said we were passing by all this construction of these subdivisions in my area, and she was like,
Yes.
"Oh, I want to drive one of those big old trucks."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let's talk about it. Everything is a lesson with us. So, hey, let's research it. Research it.
Yes.
What's the pay for? What's the name of the equipment? And you
Yes.
make it out of a lesson. Everything becomes a lesson in homeschool. But anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's very important when she said exposing them and getting them at a very early age to see the various jobs, because if you think about it, in public school, there even the guidance counselors are not like the guidance counselors of yesterday.
That's
They're
right.
talking about nursing, they're talking about doctors, lawyers, like the typical field. They're not exposing them to all this array of things that's in this world and occupations that they can go into other than
That's good. Yeah.
trying to succeed in something that they're not even good at anyway.
That's good. That's good.
I love what you said, exposure.
Yeah.
That's the
Before
key.
you jumped on, Deja, I mentioned to Jean about there's a woman that works with me. In fact, we worked together today because you remember we were talking. And you
Yes.
heard her. We were talking on the phone together, and so she earns the same as that I earn. It's no difference in pay because she got the job and whatever job title, and we're both in the union. So I think that was Angela that asked a question about, said something about in unions. So I think women need to begin to look at union jobs. So she has the same qualifications that I do, in terms of her federal requirements. She has the same qualifications. She also, we talked one time and she said she was intimidated the first time she had to drive a big dump truck. But she has her CDLA license, the same as I do. She carry all the same qualifications and the same, everything. There's no difference. And she earns the same as the rest of us. In fact,
Absolutely.
prior to transferring back over to us now, she was a welder.
Wow.
And
You have
so,
some comments.
yeah, you see something that you like to
There's some
read?
comments that just are in the comments that were talking about colorism. DeMichael Hendricks said colorism is more of a personal thing now, more so not in the workforce. Um, Angelique was she wanted to ask what was the question again, and they were just talking about they think it still exists in certain areas. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, Angela has a question. She says, "You all don't think it's still hard for women to break into men dominant fields?"
Oh, absolutely. And I can tell you the reason why for several reasons. Not because they can't do the job, but you got to remember certain types of jobs require a certain level. And y'all hear me out before you start jumping and saying, get the funky face. Y'all hear me out. All right, everybody hear me out. There is a difference in strength when it comes to certain type of labor jobs.
Yeah.
That requires a different type of hand strength, physical strength. In fact, myself and the young lady that works with us, she's talked about that a lot. That's one of her challenges in the job that we do, is being able to do some of those skills that requires more strength, more physical strength. Right? So that's a barrier. There's a young lady that I listened to a podcast one time. She was breaking into the plumbing field, and she was talking about how difficult it was because of the hand strength that the job required that she would have, and that was one of the struggles that she had. Not learning the material or being able to take the test and pass the licensing exams and stuff like that, but the physical demand of the job was difficult. So that is one thing. I also think that there are stereotypes that just
Definitely.
where a lot of men will say or think or feel that women can't do a particular job. But I think a lot of that's beginning to change now because there are initiatives and pushes through government, whatever the case may be, programs, even employers looking to diversify. So there are many bigger, larger employers now that have diversity programs for not just race, but for gender, as far as oh God, how do I say it and not get myself in trouble? In every regard, right? Gender
Right.
in every regard.
Yeah.
They are establishing diversity programs so that they
Yes.
can not only just broaden their workforce, but also offer a more suitable work environment for all of their employees.
Absolutely.
And the last thing I'll say with that too is I also believe that a lot of it has to do with what we're teaching our children at younger ages and steering our boys and girls in certain directions
Yeah.
as they grow up, that they should be interested, like you talked about, Gene, in certain types of work or certain types of
Yeah.
opportunities. So I think, in my opinion, those three things, you know, are hindrances. But tell me y'all what you all think. You know.
I agree.
Yeah.
You spoke it well.
Oh, I spoke it well. Ooh, thank you, Lord.
I can't open a
And
pickle
you-
jar.
And you know what too, and then you can look at it in the opposite viewpoint too. Whereas how people view males who want to go into nursing,
Yes.
It's facts.
Yes.
you
Yes.
know,
Definitely.
males who want to go. You want to be a nurse?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I be a nurse too?
Yep.
You know,
Facts.
and it doesn't necessarily mean that because I'm a male going into nursing that I don't have a wife, you know, where I'm going with that.
Right,
You know,
yes.
you know, social work. We're seeing males getting into the social work field as well. You know, so you know, it is definitely it's opportunity for improvement. No doubt.
Yes.
Because I found that over the years, even working with governmental agencies, you know, there is still a glass ceiling. You
Yes,
know,
it is.
there is
Yes.
places that, for you know, all accounts and respect, you know, we're not given opportunities like other people.
Yeah.
Even when it comes to contracts, when it comes to
Mhm.
funding from, you know, tax dollars, you know,
Yep.
we're shielded from getting access to a lot of things. And it's really unfortunate because by the time we hear about it, the money's dried up or the money's
yeah.
gone.
Yep.
Yes.
You know,
Or
they
you
put
missed that
dates
window
on
of
it.
opportunity.
Oh yeah, they put dates on it a lot of times. They have dates, start date, end date, and they adhere to them strict.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. You know, and whereas other people may be a little bit more they may be able to access those funds, and by the time you hear about it, they've already awarded the contract.
Yes. Yes.
So like you said too, James, sometimes we're not given that opportunity to either disprove or prove
Right.
our worth.
Absolutely.
Right.
I'm 100% on board with that.
Yeah.
And and I'm not gonna open this can, but I'll just tap on the side of it. But I think this is where I have a issue with the whole feminism and feminist movement, is when you start saying opportunity. I'm all on board with opportunity, but when we start trying to, this whole narrative about trying to like, there are no gender roles. I'm like, wait, what? No gender roles? I start struggling with that. And now, because I'm gonna ask you, I think now it's kind of trickled down from the 50s through the 60s now to the 70s. Because we talk a lot about how the divorce rates have changed as well as marriage rates have changed in the black community. At one time, we were more married than any other ethnic group.
Yes.
And I think one of the things that trickled over through time is, Deja, back to something you said about education and college degrees. Mm-hmm. And here's the problem. I said it. I kind of threw it out there in a prior show that you and I did, but I'm gonna throw it out there again. Is, ladies, I understand. Typically, it is more black women are going to college and getting degrees than their male black counterparts, right? But I'm trying to tell you, and I'm gonna try to hope you tonight. Them guys that's climbing them electric poles and those electric linesmen, and people like myself that's in the natural gas field, that's got that union patch on their shoulder, and these guys that you see out here on the highway looking all bummy and dirty with boots on and dirt under their fingernails. I'm trying to hope you tonight. These fellas, they ain't hurting for no money.
Would you say don't count them out?
I'm trying to tell you, if you interested in having a husband, okay, he may not be able to conjugate all of his verbs very well, and you might think he don't know this and know that. But some of these guys own their own trucking company.
Oh my God!
These guys that are plumbers that work in HVAC. These guys that are electricians. Y'all do know that's a union, and it takes years of work to get yourself as out the apprentice program and be a certified. And these guys is welders. I'm trying to hope y'all better start looking at them dudes that don't wear suits.
You better say
and
that.
You better stop thinking that you, just because you got an education and you matriculated through the university steps or nothing, you better start turning your head and looking the other way, because these guys and they don't have enough time to spend it. So you can hope them spend it.
Your comment section is funny.
I'm trying to tell y'all, bruh, if I told y'all some of the money some of these guys was making, y'all would start putting your makeup and your eyelashes on right now, getting ready for tomorrow to go find it.
Yeah.
I'm telling myself, look here, these guys, when the lights go out and they send crews out to put the electric back on, do you know them guys are working double time all day?
Yeah.
Every day.
Big money. Big money.
Y'all want to hope them? Because I tried to hope them. Maybe y'all could tell them.
Well, they work to me. He don't spend enough time with me. He always at work. They call him in every time. Oh my God, we got a date planned. And now he got to go climb on some pole because somebody electric is out.
Somebody electric is out.
We going to get a divorce. I can't take it no more.
Look,
You don't appreciate me.
I'm trying to tell y'all, some of these guys are making close to $200,000 a year.
I'm staying. I'm staying.
Yeah.
Can a quiet church say amen?
200,000, Lord.
Yes, I kid you not. And they walk around with boots on. They don't hardly ever get dressed up. Even if they go to church, they have on a button up.
They don't call. They might have to run out there right quick.
Man, look at here. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
All right, baby. See you later. I've got to.
Hey, there should be a whole lot of hands going up in the comment section now.
Well, Angela said, point one in my direction. I'll have his bath water ready, dinner on the table.
He would never have to scratch his own back.
No.
What you say, honey?
So this topic is about the Golden Girl Syndrome. So we just talked about a lot of stuff. What we trying to keep you from having to move in when you're 70 years old with your other 69, 68, 72-year-old friends. We're trying to keep you from that. But unfortunately, and I'm going to bring up the slide presentation and show you so that you'll see it and you won't just be like, there he go again. All that speculation and conjugative thinking. It don't make no sense what he's saying. You just making up word. Conjugative thinking. The Golden Girls. Right? Aging Gracefully Part 2. There they are, y'all. Blanche.
Oh, my girl.
Who else was it?
Rose. Sophia.
Dorothy
and Sophia.
Mm-hmm.
There they are, y'all. Move that, and they look happy too, don't they?
They do.
The only thing that's missing from the picture is the cat. Where the cat at? Where the cat missing? Looky here. This is a reality. So when we give you these statistics, this is not. That's why I wanted to clear the air on the whole wage gap and discriminatory stuff. One of the facts that remain that has to be swallowed and accepted and own it, take accountability. Quite often, women, and in this case we'll say black women, they choose certain occupations that don't pay the money. I mean, if somebody correct me if I'm missing something on that, quite often you get an education and get a degree and end up going out in the workforce doing something that, because a lot of times we go and get useless degrees.
Oh, God, yes.
And now you got student loan debt that you're paying on for God knows how long. And look here. The reason why men, we think more logically and when we go into this about trying to earn and make money, and we think about how much it's going to pay first. So we'll do a job that we don't necessarily, it ain't our passion to do. Because it's paying us a lot of money. You know what? One thing that we think about is how much it's going to cost us to take care of you. That's why we're trying to make more money.
That's good.
Right? Just keeping it real. So black men, this is the average income earning. Right? The average income of a black woman. So black men, $828 a week, $43,000 annually. White women, $929. There's a huge gap there. Weekly, $48,300 annually. And black women, this is the average income. These statistics came from November 30th, 2021 from the Washington Center for Equitable Growth. So this organization, they are supporting trying to get black women to earn more money, right? They're not hating on black women. This organization is for you making more money. But at the present moment, black women from November 2021, $779 weekly for an annual salary of $40,500. Look, the Golden Girl Syndrome is potentially in your future.
Yep.
Y'all got anything to say? What you think? Now, remember in our last show, I talked about, and I know I offend people, but y'all, if I ever stop being genuine and keeping it real, then y'all can criticize me. But I'm going to keep it real.
That's right.
Right? According to 2021 U.S. Census Bureau statistics, 2021, y'all, this ain't 15, 20 years old. Out of 11 million single-parent families with children under the age of 18, nearly 80% were headed by single mothers. I said in our last show that one of the biggest problems that we have is single parent homes.
Mm-hmm.
It is a barrier to building wealth. Are there mermaids and anomalies and some unique unicorn situations? Yes, but that's a small percentage. Of all single parent families in the U.S., single mothers make up the majority.
Mm-hmm.
About 4 out of 10 children were born to unwed mothers.
Wow.
Nearly 2/3 were born to mothers under the age of 30. Go to the second side over here. Around 52.3% of single mothers have never married. I don't have the statistic in this one. That's why I'm telling y'all to go back and watch some of the previous shows when me and Deja was on and talking about. Do you remember what percentage Deja, you found out that you were in marrying somebody
Wasn't
you already had?
4%?
4%.
Mm-hmm.
Children making it all the way through high school, only 4% were raised by a step parent.
Mm-hmm.
Never married, 52.3%. Almost a third, 29.3%, are divorced. 18.4% are either separated or widowed. Half have one child, 30% have two. About 2/3 are white and 1/3 black.
Wow.
Right? 52.3% and 29.3% equals what? 72.6? 71.6%?
No, it's what? What you said, 52.3 and 29.3?
Yeah.
That is 80.
81.
83.6.
83.6?
No, 81.6.
81.6. So 81.6 don't have husbands. Y'all hearing this? 81.6 don't have husbands.
Wow.
Before I move to the next slide, y'all want to comment on that? Because this is real. This is real. Census Bureau. Now, unless y'all think they just lying on folk and they just don't like black people, it's the Census Bureau. This is scary. Look at this. At any one time, about 2/3 of single mothers are working outside the home, a slightly greater share than the share of married mothers who are also working outside the home. However, only half were employed full-time. Only half. A quarter, 25.9%, were jobless the entire year. Right? Over to the other side. Single mothers earn income that placed them well below married mothers in the income ladder. The gap between the two groups is significantly large. Get your cats and your dogs ready and go out and buy you a good old lifetime supply of cat food. The median income for families led by a single mother, or just make sure that you get you an apartment that's big enough for you, Rose, Mabel,
and Blanche.
The median income for families led by a single mother in 2020 was about $49,214. Now, try raising 2 kids on that. Well below the $101,517 median income for married couples. Try raising a family as a single mother on $40,500 annually.
James.
Mm-hmm.
Angela said, "Where's Jean at?"
I don't know, unless she cut herself off.
Okay.
I can't see everybody on the screen when I
Okay.
Yeah, she must have cut herself off or something. Yeah, she I don't know why she cut herself off, but
Okay.
But I see her on my end. And I got her short on screen, but I don't know.
It dropped me off.
Oh, okay, there you are. Are you on now?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Her voice is
'Cause
on.
I still
but
don't
see
see
the
you.
photo.
Okay.
Maybe it's because I'm sharing my screen. Let me see if she
Yeah, I
comes
can
back
see
on.
everything. I can see
Okay.
everything.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
So once I stop sharing my screen, a lot of this stuff we're still working the kinks out, y'all.
Yeah.
But we still don't see you, so I don't know what you
Really?
did. If you did something,
There
there
you
you
go.
are.
Okay.
Okay.
You see me?
And maybe it did it when I shared my screen.
Oh, okay.
But those numbers are staggering.
Yeah, it is.
And that's real data. That's not just somebody. And this is the problem I have. And that's why I keep it real. Here's the problem I have. Is when we start going to church and the church start telling you, child, just, taking stuff way out of context. Girl, just keep waiting on the Lord to do this, that, and the other. And get, child, all things are possible. Then when I say what I say and keep it real and 100, because if I love you, I'm going to tell you the truth. Then the first thing I hear is, all you do is pour cold water on our dreams and our hopes.
Listen, James. Yep. Church telling you, church van gonna be picking up you, Blanche. All four of y'all. With y'all hats on, coming to church on Sunday morning.
That's sad though.
It is. So check this out here. It is sad. This is something that I thought about. And let me go to this. Are you preparing yourself financially through the cycles of life and for the time when you're no longer in the general workforce? Is this going to have to be an option for you, moving in together with other women? Or moving in with your adult children? The problem is, y'all want to help me out with that problem? Y'all know what the problem is. Children, they want their own place and their own space.
Oh, definitely.
They don't want you moving in with them. Are you going to have to live in subsidized housing and be in the Section 8 program? Or find a senior living housing complex where you get on the bus with all the other seniors and y'all do annual trips and they take everybody at 10 a.m. to the grocery store on Tuesday, and then y'all go to Tai Chi, on Thursday, but the bus leaves at 11 a.m., so don't be late, and then they have bingo on Friday night, every Friday, bingo at 5 p.m. because everybody get tired and got to be in the bed by 8:30.
And they make their casino trips once a month.
And they make their casino trips once a month.
Water aerobics.
Or are you going to end up in one of these assisted living facilities and having to hope that you die before your long-term care policy run out?
4 or 5 years?
4 to 5 years. 4 years, 5 years max. How you going to continue to pay rent?
Policy.
Right.
Once they exhaust that policy, you got to go somewhere else. So
you got to go somewhere else.
You end up with your kids after that policy exhausted.
Yep. You're going to have to find your place over there in Kenlock. On the east side of Flint. On Franklin Avenue.
Kenlock. Oh, okay.
Yep. Because that's going to probably be the only place you're going to be able to afford.
Oh my God.
And can you imagine what they going to have for dinner? Cat food.
Oh, geez.
Fried. Baked. I don't know how you boil it, but
look,
will you have enough to continue paying your rent? Because if you don't own a home and it's paid off by the time you get to the age where you retire, are you going to be able to still have a sufficient income through Social Security and whatever? Will you have enough to continue to pay rent somewhere? Because y'all already know what rent's going up based on what we're looking at right now.
Right,
yes,
right.
Yes.
Can you imagine what rent's going to be in another 25 years? And if your house ain't paid off, can you still pay your mortgage? I know this is sad, sobering, but come on. We got to shake some people. Look, this is the unfortunate reality. Nearly 2 in 5, 35% of black female-headed families, they live in poverty. Hispanic, told y'all, these are the two groups of women that are more at risk. Latino, Hispanic, and black females, headed households, single parents. White, 26%, and Asian, 22%. Now, what we need to look at is some real life projections so that this will shake some of us into reality.
Right.
Will you have enough? So we are going to look at some actual projections that if you say have $100,000 and you think you're going to ride that into the sunset, I'm trying to tell you that it may not even last you 2 years.
Wow.
God.
Yep, that's why they say I be pouring the cold water though. This is why they be
Wow.
saying all you do is pour cold water. Because look, if you don't look at things realistically, you can't live in la la land. Don't pay bills.
Mm-hmm.
It's upsetting. It's upsetting me right now. Because most black women in our communities are in church and more, they're in church. And I've said it years ago. I used to wonder why all these single doggone women in church, and and then when I see men in the church, ain't nobody getting married. What the hell? I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, when I looked at film and when I was growing up, they was matchmaking. Look at Brother Larry over there. He's single, girl.
Mm-hmm.
And they would get married. They would start courting and they would get married.
Yep.
Now they all leaving. What the hell you had a single ministry for?
Right.
And then for you to end up in poverty,
Yep.
unmarried, the Golden Girl syndrome.
The Golden Girl syndrome.
It's disturbing my peace right now. Like it's horrible to hear
It
this.
is. It is.
Wow.
Does anybody think that when I read those statistics that I'm up here just lying because I don't like it?
No.
That's horrible. Oh my God.
I'm trying to save us from it and awaken us to doing some things differently. Because every time I get on here, it's several statistics I keep quoting.
Yeah.
One of them, me and Gene talked about yesterday. How much buying power do we have, Gene?
Oh, it's a record number now. It's in the trillions. I can't remember.
$1.6 trillion of buying power. I can go back and show you a statistic. That's why you need to watch the videos and watch the shows from the video family, the foundation of generational wealth. Black women account for $3.8 billion a day in the economy.
A day.
A day?
What you doing with your money?
Hair care products. Hair products.
Yeah.
I get mine done tomorrow. Excuse me.
Broccoli too. I'm looking at a little broccoli too. Right.
What you doing with your money? Is it on your fingers? Is it in your closet? Is it on your head? What you doing with your money? Oh, you gotta have a car, a really nice car.
Nowadays they going to Miami. Getting
BBLs.
BBL, baby.
Oh, Lord, they're getting their booties done.
Well, a couple things done.
Getting a lot
Mommy
of stuff
makeovers
done.
and BBLs and.
When did we start doing that?
I don't even know.
When did we start cutting on our bodies
Looking
like
like
that?
an ant.
I don't even know.
They look like an ant. Little bit
I don't even know.
booty.
Have
Proportionate.
Have I shaken you up enough? No, I ain't done. I got some more cold water for you. Here it is. Here's some more cold water for you. So you got $100,000. Y'all see that?
Okay,
You are. What did it say?
real
The average
calculator?
income.
This is a real calculator thing.
This
right?
is a real. This is on retirement distribution calculator.
Okay,
This is gonna
here we
tell you
go.
how fast you're gonna spend up your money if you're at your current lifestyle.
Okay.
Okay. Let's
Right?
go.
So let's just say you earn only $40,000 and you want to keep your $40,000 lifestyle, but all you got saved up is $100,000.
If okay.
So you hit 65. You know, we're not looking at Social Security because some folk ain't working enough to even get a half decent. And then you got a whole bunch of folk want to retire early because they like, well, somebody told me it ain't gonna make that much difference if I work an extra 2 years. I'm just gonna leave at 62. Now, when they tell you what your Social Security gonna be, and it's way less than what you expected, now you can't go back and fix that. So we ain't gonna calculate that. We gonna just say you were able to save up $100,000, and you want to keep your current $40,000 lifestyle, and your money invested while you're taking it out is still going to earn 6%, right? Conservative. And the inflation is, we're going to just put it at 3.2 historical numbers.
Okay.
Look at this. Look how fast your money ran out.
done ate up that money in 3 years.
Less than 3.
What the?
You see that in red? You will be able to fund 2 years and 7 months in retirement.
Wow.
I just fainted.
So either you're gonna have to scale back a whole lot from your $40,000
Yep.
a year lifestyle, or
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna have to make some serious investments.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Ooh.
Is the water cold yet?
And you better hope and pray that your house paid for.
Okay. I'm gonna give you 200,000. How about that?
Okay, let's go.
Be generous.
I'm gonna give you $200,000, and I'm gonna let you live off of 50,000. How about that? Get you a whole nother $10,000 a year. Same 6% earnings. Cause think about it. Do you really want to try to be super aggressive with your investment money? Then that's all you got in retirement? No. So we're gonna put you at a conservative 6%. And inflation is eating half of that up. So that means that milk costs more, gas costs more, everything costs more. Your eyelashes cost more, everything costs more, right? So inflation, 3.2%. Are you ready for this? Calculate. 4 years and 3 months, all your money gone. Ain't even make it 5 years with $200,000, spending $50,000 a year, and still earning 6% interest.
Wow.
Wake up, people. Wake up. Trying to help you.
Oh, ooh.
That sounds about like the long-term care insurance policy, James.
I was about to say that too. Like, I
Yep.
was thinking that. Whoa.
What you gonna do when your money gone? Then you got to get on Medicaid, and let's just say you did manage to save your house and pay your house off. What do you think gonna happen to your house once you get on Medicaid?
They don't take
You
it.
say
They're gonna take that house.
They can go back 5 years, right?
5 years.
Oh Lord Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I tell you what. Let's give you $300,000.
Ooh, let's go.
You got $300,000. You think you balling? Now I'm gonna tell y'all the chance of that happening is slim to none because, oh Jesus, there I go. Well, I might as well go and say it. I thought it. You know how we are. We gotta impress people. Ain't none of us, half of us, most of us, typically gonna have that kind of money and not start spending some of it. But I'm gonna just be nice tonight, and I'm gonna just say you were able to hang on by a miracle. And because you know we got a tithe. Oh, the blessings of the Lord. I got to tithe. Every year I'm going to tithe off of what I got. I'm going to give to I'm going to tithe. But you're totally irresponsible with the other 90%. But I'm going to be nice tonight. I'm going to say that you managed some kind of way. Maybe you just forgot about it because dementia was setting in. And you just totally forgot. Oh, I got $300,000.
Ooh Lord.
And I'm gonna let you live off of. Y'all want to live high on the horse now, cause you got 300. Oh, 70,000 a year. 70,000 a year, still earning a conservative 6 because you like. I ain't gonna let nobody mess my money up. I got my money invested, and it's earning interest, and you bragging, right? But it's earning 6%. You ready for this?
Oh.
Look at that. How many years is that? How long did your money last?
5, almost 5.
You ain't even make it 5 years, I don't think. Let me calculate. Yeah, you made it 4 years and 7 months. Okay, I'm gonna scale you back to 50,000 again because you're like, oh geez, my money going fast. I can't live off that much. I'm 50,000 a year. I'm just going because some of y'all know 50,000. So you made it 6 years and 6 months.
6.5.
So you barely got an extra 2 years out of spending $20,000 less a year.
Wow.
Ain't even made it 10 years yet.
Oh man. Don't the stats say we living longer?
Women typically live longer than men.
Oh Lord.
So if you say, oh, I'm a retire early because you know y'all don't like to work. Okay, go ahead and get mad at me. Start throwing some rocks in the comment section, whatever. So you trying to get out of there as quick as you can.
Oh, what did you?
Let me see. I think we might have lost her. But
Oh,
we'll get her
my
back
goodness.
on. Yep, she dropped, but we'll get her back on. I'm gonna send her another. Let me take this off the screen real quick, so I can send her another link. So, you don't want to spend all your money, right? Let me send Deja another link here. There we go. So it's a problem. It really is a problem.
I want to hear what everybody got to say in the comments. What
See
they
if there's
think
some
about. What do y'all think
comments in
about
there.
what he's saying and the stats and the statistics are saying
Yeah,
about
see if you see some comments in
women
there.
and how we may end up with the Golden Girl syndrome, having to live with other women. What do you all think about these numbers? And are you disturbed like I am? Are you sweating and thinking deeply like I am?
Mm-hmm.
Carlisha said, "You're not being nice." Carolyn says, "Reverse mortgage."
Yeah. But you got to stay off Medicaid. You got to do anything to stay off Medicaid. So if you got to do a reverse mortgage to get some income, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. Thank you for adding that thought, Carolyn. You see any other comments in there, Jeannie?
Angie said, "Oh my God." Carlisha said, "Yeah, you have to have a side hustle."
Yep.
Angie said, "This is an unfortunate reality for so many." She also said, "Your kids don't want you with them."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The kids don't want you with them. And what I was about to say is, this is why that whole thing about I'm going to just retire early, I'm tired of working, you got to change that mindset. If you retire at 62, right, when you could work an extra 3 years to 65 or even 67 and get your full Social Security, that extra 5 years, I know you don't want to. I know it sounds offensive to tell you to go to work or keep working. I hate my job. I told you about your attitude and a disgruntled, stanky, funky attitude.
Yep.
Closes your eyes to opportunities and makes you start thinking stupid. I'm just trying to keep it real. I'm not calling nobody stupid. Well, maybe I am. Because sometimes we get to acting crazy. And then when somebody tell you, hey, have you thought about this? We get offended. Yeah. Everybody know that if you have a preference, your number one at the top of your list preference is not going to be moving in with 3 of your other friends.
Right.
Devil's advocate.
I don't care how close we are. Me and my sister go to Mississippi, and we close. We real close. We can only last 3 days together in a hotel room that we share. I'm just keeping it real. And I love her. That's my sister.
Mama always said it. Too many women in the kitchen, that's a problem. Mama said it.
Well, we have someone in the comments. Is it Qualisha?
Yeah.
She says that, while I'm not opposed to having roommates, other ethnicities can do it. It seems like we're the only reason why we can't.
Yep.
Good comment.
Yep.
Great. That's a good point.
Because think about it. You get a lot of Middle Eastern people who all live under the same roof.
Yep.
A lot of Asian people all live under the same roof.
African.
Yep.
Why we can't do it?
Yep. And
why
if you
we
do
can't get along?
If you do it now, you may not have to do it later.
Right.
Do it now.
That's part of cutting back on some things. If you look at it with some women who are single right now, that's a good point what you're saying. If you did it now, and that means that you all can invest or save together, maybe.
Yeah.
And turn those numbers around.
Right, and go your separate ways.
When you get that
separate
age.
ways later.
That's a good point.
Hey, Deja, should I give them $500,000 and see if that'd be enough?
Go
to
ahead,
make
be
it a few
extra
years?
generous. It is a Friday evening.
It is a Friday evening, so let's go ahead and see if $500,000 might get you at least to 10 years. Oh Lord. All right, $500,000. Here we go. 500. I'm moving it all up. $500,000. Oh, you living like the Jeffersons now, like George and Wheezy. You living good on the east side in a nice apartment. Well, you can spend. You want how much? How much y'all gonna spend a year? Because when people think they got $500,000, now they think they got a lot of money.
Half a
And
million.
if you ain't been, here's what we've been trying to tell you: get control of your spending now. Discipline yourself now. I keep saying it. However you are with 20, I ain't gonna go through all of it again. But if you got bad spending habits now, you ain't gonna all of a sudden become real good with money when you get 65. You're gonna look up there and see that $500,000, and you're gonna think that you living high on the hog, and you could just go crazy, man.
Yep.
So what y'all want to say? 70? Want to go back up to 70,000?
Yeah.
70,000. Same 6% interest, 3.2% inflation. You see that? What that say? How many years?
Be able to fund 7 years and 11 months.
A little shy of 8 years.
Still didn't make it 10 years. You
Carolyn,
planning on dying? You planning on dying less than 8 years after you retire? Anybody?
I hope not.
Anybody? Comment
I
section.
hope
Anybody?
not.
You planning on dying in 8 years?
Carolyn made a comment as well.
What she say? Go ahead, read it.
A decade is quote unquote a generation, but with that being said, even if not all truthful, I think 15 is a generation. You would have to keep working 30 years more
Yep.
to survive.
Yep. Come on. That's a hard, cold reality, but come on. I mean, you think about it. Okay, y'all ready for it? Let me take this off screen for a second because I want y'all to see me real close, face to face, when I say this.
This is pretty good.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. I'm looking at what Miss Carolyn just put, just even at the bottom. She
Mm-hmm.
said African Americans are conditioned to be separate.
Yep.
In the beginning, she said they forced themselves by rid of their attitudes, where eventually they were able to own things, home, car, and have traveled. So as they detach from the four family environment, they own what they need so they can leave the generational wealth just as it's supposed to be.
Yep.
Good
So
comment.
true.
Whew.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been some really good comments in the
Yes.
comment section
It's a lot more
today.
of them. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Really good comments.
Because this
Nah.
is something that, you know what, and I just really, James, I just admire you for, developing the Working People's Podcast, because you have those tough discussions that some
Yeah.
people on other platforms won't even touch.
Yep.
Sugarcoated.
They
They
too busy
sugarcoated.
trying to hook somebody up in New York with somebody up over in California. No, we need to hear what's going on in our community,
Yep.
Amen.
because
They
this
want-
has plagued us
Amen.
far too long.
Too long.
Sugarcoating stuff. Not
Too
making
long.
people accountable.
Yep, that's it.
Sugarcoating.
Accountability.
Now you ready for this one?
Come
This
on.
is where I'm saying we gotta stop this madness. Now y'all gonna once again get mad at me, but I'm trying to help you.
Oh,
Maybe we missed it, but let's try to help our daughters and sons not to do this. Okay, now you know what we're doing. You know that clock ticking. Tick, 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 tick. You still ain't got no husband. Tick, 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 tick. You know it's been like an epidemic of women over the age of 30 having children out of wedlock. Because you got to have that the clock ticking. Tick, 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 tick. Okay, so now you got a son or daughter, but you had it at 38. Right? You're making $60,000 a year. I'm being generous. I put you $20,000 over the average. You're making $60,000 a year, but you had a kid at 38. How old you think? How long you got to be helping that kid and paying for stuff? And so now you just cut right
Their whole
deep
life.
down into your possibility of trying to put some money away because you had a child late. So that means you got to keep paying for it the older you get, helping them out. They can't raise themselves, right? So now you 48 with a 10-year-old. 48 with a 10-year-old.
stop talking about me.
My But you got a husband, Gene. Remember I told you you got a husband. But you out here, you single. Now you're 48 with a 10-year-old.
Mm.
Put me 5 more years on there. 48,
Well, Gene, I'm right behind
53.
you. I'm 47 with a 12-year-old, so I'm right behind you, girl.
But you ain't taking care of them on a single woman's $60,000 a year salary.
Mm.
Now you're 53 with a 15-year-old, ain't even graduated high school yet.
Yeah, that sounds.
And the little money that you think you got $20,000 in the bank.
Yeah. And they're getting married and having kids later because they put the careers ahead of everything
Yeah.
else.
But at least if you get married, that opens up the possibility and the opportunity of getting that dual income together and having one mortgage and one rent.
Mm. Yeah.
Y'all do know that makes a difference, don't you?
Heck yeah.
When you ain't paying the whole thing by yourself.
Hmm.
Or you got a husband and he taking care of all the bills and you still working.
Mm.
But your income is now freed up and it ain't hurting you to get your lace front done now. Because you can get your lace front done and your nails done without still having to pay the mortgage.
Yeah.
Mm.
See, this is how I think. So now you decided, I'm just going to do it. Even if I get generous and say 35, you still 45 with a 10-year-old and you 50 with a 15-year-old and you ain't got even $100,000 in the bank
Right. Yep.
or saved or invested. And you what? If you're 55, you're 10 years away from talking about retirement age and you don't even have $100,000 invested?
This is actually the wrong time to. I mean, it should. The studies, like I said before we got online, it should be implemented way, way before we talking to people and trying to educate people now. Although it's never too late.
Hmm.
It's just how many kids are learning about investing, and the reason how many are learning about Roth, IRA, or
Yeah.
mutual funds. They're not teaching that in school.
No.
But now we got folk running around here telling you to stay away from the stock market. Stay away from the
401ks.
401k.
Yeah.
Don't do.
That's
Well,
what they're doing.
how in the world? I'm gonna be real nice, but I'm gonna keep it real. How in the world are you gonna outpace that 3.2% inflation? It's eating half of your little conservative 6% investment.
Good Lord.
How you gonna? You ain't gonna out earn it, especially when even if you look here. Only 8.3% of black men earn 6 figures or more.
What's the percentage again?
8.3%. Some people
Wow.
now are saying that as you know over the last couple of years, 2 3 years, that it could be at like 9%. Okay, 9%.
Hmm.
Let's just say 9%. 9% of black men earn 6 figures or more. I can go find a percentage. How many black women you think is earning 6 figures or more? It ain't gonna be over 9%.
No. Mm-mm.
Mm,
No.
mm-mm.
No.
So that means the typical. We see that. So the average salary for a black woman was 40,000, basically a little over $40,000. So even if we get real generous and start saying, okay, you got your college degree and it put an extra 25,000 in your pocket, $30,000 in your pocket, so now you're earning 70. But then you introduce a child in the mix as a single parent at a later age, you're destined to be in the Golden Girl syndrome.
Yeah. And James, while you were talking, I couldn't help but wonder, you know, and it could be possible the reason why, a lot of our black women stay at jobs that either pay lower or put them at a lower rate in terms of salary is because they can offset that low salary with some subsidies from the government.
Yes,
Let's just keep it real.
keep it real.
And when if I were a single mom, praise God I'm not, but I would be reluctant to want to go into a higher tax bracket. Let's say if I had kids, you know what I'm saying? Let's say if I had two or three kids, I
Mm-hmm.
would kind of want to be careful to not out price myself earnings wise, how can I afford childcare? Childcare
Mm-hmm.
is very expensive.
Yep.
If I'm a single parent with three kids, let's just, for the sake of conversation, say I have school age kids.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I know making $40,000 a year, I know that the government is going to kick in and help out with health insurance, help out possibly with childcare, help out with food stamps, and
Yep.
possibly even contribute to rent.
Yep.
So that's what kind of keeps us kind of, in this cycle also.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, because it depends on what state you're living in. You don't even qualify for assistance at 45,000 with three
Yep.
kids.
Facts.
None. Food
And they
stamps
want to
only.
know all your money. If you got any money saved, invested, they only get you half so much money.
And a life insurance policy they want to
Yep.
know about.
They want to know about all that. Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
it depends on the state, where you're at. They have those different guidelines, and some people I've seen in different comment sections they don't even qualify for
Assistance.
assistance at 45,000 with three kids.
Yep.
Wow.
That's why I say
It's a
time.
cutoff point. It's
Yep. Time is your friend. Use it wisely. Time is your friend. If you take a car payment, go back and watch some of the videos. Take a car payment, 13 years, you can have over $100,000. Paying yourself a car payment at 9% interest.
Whew, boy.
But if you don't even start, you're not even saving 10% of your income. Statistics show that the average American only have about 6% of their income left over after paying bills.
Yeah, I can believe that. It's a challenge.
So this, oh Jesus, oh my goodness.
I think it could be changed. I think the narrative could be changed if we just started earlier teaching children. That's going
This
to be
is
the
why,
challenge is getting people to teach it though.
this is why I say, and I'm going to go back to it, 86% of millionaires are married. This is why I say we got to end this whole syndrome about teaching our daughters, child, have your fun. You too young to get married. Go out there and enjoy yourself. Find yourself. In the meantime, they finding themselves with these knucklehead. Ooh, I'm gonna be nice. They finding themselves riding up the carousel. Having hot girl summer, and the whole Oh, I ain't supposed to say that. They might block this video. Happy Santa Claus phase, the Santa Claus phase, doing all of this stuff, and we're teaching them to be an independent black woman. Go get your bag, girl. Get your bag. Independent black woman. You don't need a man. Get your bag. Get your education. Get your career. What's wrong with if you say all of that? I don't have a problem with college degrees and getting education. I don't have a problem with none of that and working and having a job. But what's wrong with teaching our young ladies what it means to be a wife
Right.
so that they can find the best possible life partner? Because I'm going to say it, and I'll say it 1,000 times. That dude that's out here making $200,000, you ain't going to a bunch of weddings unless you're watching a Tyler Perry movie and got it on replay where this $250,000 high earning man who is in the top 1% of black men out here lining up trying to find a baby mama with 3 children, 4 children, 5 children, and 2 different fathers, 3 different fathers. They're not lining up to marry.
Yep. Only in the Tyler
And
Perry movie.
only in the movies. And
Right.
what is wrong with teaching our daughters how to cooperate with a man and be a husband? You got folk now. I told Deja, people gonna get upset. You up here talking about you fix your husband plate.
Hmm.
Sisters don't want to do that, and then they think conditional submission. Well, he's got to be worthy of my. I talked about it last night.
Hmm.
If you don't want a man to have to help you, coax you, and woo you into your femininity, you don't want to have to do that with a man.
Wow.
You don't. You got 2 children already. You want a third
Oh.
that's grown. You ain't looking for a man that is conditionally masculine. that you can. Well, I'm just helping him to become a. You gonna get tired of that real quick.
Right.
So stop this foolishness. Change your mindset. Look here, I'm trying to tell you and help you.
Hmm.
If you meet the man of your dreams in your masculine energy, and you get ghosted, and you're gonna be trying to figure out why. Because you can't turn that switch on and off. You're either masculine or feminine. And what's wrong with being feminine? God made you that way, didn't he? You go to church all the time. You're singing in the choir. You believe in paying tithes. You're mad at Creflo. You got a bunch of titles behind your name. Deaconess, prophetess, all of that stuff. You even get to lead a worship song every now and then on the praise and worship team. You're doing all of that, right? So, what do you mean? Conditionally. That don't make sense.
Right.
And I'm telling you, to me, okay, I know it sounds good to you as women, but we got to stop letting these big auntie, oh Jesus, I'm about to get myself in trouble, who bitter, angry, because all she been doing is two of the men that she was messing around with, they in prison. The other one, he a Rolling Stone, so she got two babies by him.
And look, James, and
she giving you advice. Right.
And the other one she mad at because he moved on to marry somebody else.
Because he moved on to marry somebody else. And she giving you your relationship advice. You the prize.
And what you say about Auntie a couple weeks ago? Auntie giving you advice because she looking at the young guy who looking at you.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to help you. Your auntie who's giving you advice about men, that 50, 55, whatever, 45-year-old man that's looking at you, that's in her age bracket, he looking at you. She don't want you looking at him because she want him. So she gonna do everything in her power to discourage you and talk about, child, you the prize, and he needs to do. She gonna talk you right out of your Boaz, and you gonna be looking like the second half of that word.
Oh, Jesus. I fainted and came back. But I'm going to be honest with you.
She fainted and came back.
A lot of that is built on trauma. You know,
it is.
The independent, I was reading that because I love psychology and mental stuff like that. But I was reading that from a young lady who has an organization in St. Louis, Chaos Mindset, keep healing and overcoming struggles. And she talked about that independent, want to be independent and don't need nobody. I'm cutting off my piece. That's a trauma. That's from trauma. That's from hurt. That's coming from places of hurt. And people don't want to deal with and take accountability for the hurt and the trauma that they have dealt with, or disappointments in a relationship. Yes. So they pass it on, and it started a whole generation of, do you independent, you don't need nobody, you got this, girl, all that. Mm-hmm. You know, it's trauma. It's speaking from trauma.
And I seen about 10 packs of 5 of them walking together in groups while I was in Vegas.
In Vegas,
they go in groups.
Girls trip. We
doing this. And you know they talking about that now. You going on girls trips because where the guys at?
Yeah. Look here, Deej, remember you and I were talking. And I've talked to the men, you know, but look, ladies, so look, I don't want to say this. I'm trying to tone it back down. Oh God. So, if oh God, okay. Ooh, I'm really trying to tone it down.
Miss Carolyn says, say it, James.
You got some good old comments, honey. You got some good comments.
So, if you want to look, if you want to get married, we want you to. Men want to get married. The whole thought that men don't want to get married, that's not true. Men want to get married. Black men want to get married. They want to get married, right? They want to get married. But one of the problems is, ladies, you have the power to say yes or no. That's fully in your control. Nobody has access to anything about you unless you say yes or no. So we got to start taking some accountability. because you have the power to say yes or no. That brother ain't in your living room with his socks off unless you said yes. Right? He ain't there unless you said yes. And here's the real deal. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Thank you, Carolyn. Here's the real deal. Stop bragging about how many times you've been engaged. That's nothing to brag about. You ought to be ashamed of that. And here's the real deal. And I'm glad she finally on the show because I'd have said it with Deja. My sister that went over there on the other side, she said that so many of y'all husbands are in your friend zone.
Oh yeah, I've been saying that for years.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
And
walking right by him every day and speaking to him. Hey,
but yet she's talking about you don't know no good men. Where all the good men at? In your friend zone.
he don't have the thug look you want or the hard
Yeah, and
look
half of
or
y'all done turned down
You're
a
right.
man that later on in your mind you done talked to your girlfriends in private and told, man, you know, Bobo, man, Bobo used to treat me so good, Bobo. Yeah, but you turned Bobo down and went with Ray Ray. And Ray Ray treated you bad, been
Nothing
in
but
and out.
heartache.
Come on now, broke
He
your
ain't
heart
got nothing but
37
heartache.
times. Ain't got nothing but heartache. But he excited and he good in the room with his socks off. And that means so much to you. So you're saying yes to the wrong people, and then I'm just keeping it real.
Pleasing that flesh.
Yeah.
Especially if you talk about, oh, I've been engaged 3 times. Well, you telling me now one of them was good enough, and you said yes because engagement indicates that he asked and you said yes. So at some point it broke off.
What happened after that point? What happened?
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Somebody help me. So I'm just saying, this whole idea about I don't know no good men, it's just not true. Half of them are in your friend zone. He just don't make. Jeez, I almost did it. Can't say that on a live podcast. But he ain't making certain things tingle or itch.
But I've been saying it for years. I mean, before I got married and since I've been married, I've seen people and I'm looking at them. Remember I told you someone on a post about a month ago, he posted, tag a friend that you think would be really good with another one of your Facebook friends. That was an interesting post because it's something that I thought about all the time. I see friends all the time of both sexes. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
boy, they would be good together. But I know she ain't ready for that. Or no, that. But because I know what they said they were looking for, and they didn't maybe have the outward appearances,
Mm-hmm.
but personality wise, I used to be like, man, all the time.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
say, golly, they would be so good together. They act just like you. Remind me of
Yeah.
And they passing up their prize
But
and their prince.
that post that man made, it was some people in there saying that they went to some events like that before, where friends were hooking up and inviting other friends like colleagues and co-workers and other things, and people were getting married in those. They were getting married,
Wow.
and they were really people who really knew them and were hooking them up.
Yes.
They were doing some good jobs with some of those
Some
people.
matchmaking. Wow.
Yeah.
But they weren't someone that they would normally meet. But in those under those circumstances, and when it was presented, they were like, "Oh, I would have never thought about dating him."
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So I'm gonna say this. This is the first time I've said it in one of our podcast shows, but I've said it privately to my friends. I've said it to my sister and other women that I know privately. I've said it 1,000 times, 200,000 times. Just like Jean has said, your husband is probably in your friend zone. I've said over and over again, trying to encourage my sisters and women, fall in love with a man's character. And then the first thing they asked me was, so I ain't supposed to be attracted to him? See, you're thinking wrong.
Yeah.
Fall in love with a man's character. Look, I'm trying to tell you. Fall in love with his character. Because I'm going to tell you, you're tingling today. But that tingle goes away real quick. when somebody treating you with disrespect,
That's right. That's it.
Yes.
right? If you really want to know what a tingle feels like, have somebody really respecting you. But no, but half y'all don't want that. You don't want that. You know what? Because he ain't got enough swag. He ain't got enough swag.
My husband didn't have swag. I dressed him. Like,
That's
you
what I'm
look
trying to
a
tell
mess.
you.
You
I'm
look
trying
a
to tell you.
mess.
I tried to tell you earlier, but I tried to tell you earlier. It means harder to sound it. I cleaned it up even then.
Mm-hmm.
The brother ain't got enough time to spend the money. So you go shopping. You don't like the color of his socks that he's going to be taking off later? Get him some more socks. He earning the money. He don't have a problem with you going shopping.
Yep.
He need hope. He needs some hope himself.
Look a mess. I'm like, hey, try this
But the
on.
brother, yeah, he may not dress a certain way and all that. But I'm trying to tell you that money can take care of teeth. It did it. It did it for Eddie Murphy. Y'all seen Eddie Murphy before he got some money?
Yes, all of them. All of them.
Money can help. Money can help teeth. If money in Miami
Yes.
can help you get a little bit more extra in some places, money can fix some teeth.
Uh-huh.
Money can hire a dietitian.
Money can do a lot.
Money can do a lot of stuff.
Them resources can do a lot to her.
Yeah. You don't like the way he dressed? He can afford a whole new wardrobe.
Just go get it.
Shucks. Since he paying all the bills, you don't even have to go in his account to get the money to pay, get him a new wardrobe. Your $60,000 freed up. Are you just
Right.
gonna spend it on yourself?
You shouldn't. Yeah.
Well, should I give them $1 million and see if they can make it their life live? How much money do you think you're gonna need based on the projections that we showed? Carolyn and Gene, I want to hear from y'all. Comment section. How much money is gonna be enough to be able to live at least
I'm waiting on them in the
15,
comments.
20 years, 20
Let's-
years after
I don't
retirement? How much you gonna need?
More than what you projected on there. Because, honey, more, 4 or 5 years.
Just throw me some figures out. What you think? What you think?
Well, I already know it's gonna be a long time before I retire, if I ever retire.
And I'm
If
trying to
I ever
finish,
retire,
I'm trying to go back to work.
by choice, you know. But I'm gonna scale back. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna scale back my spending habits. I'm very frugal.
Why do people keep calling me cheap? I'm not cheap. Can I get called wise?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wise with my spending.
I don't think that I should buy something just because I can afford it. Because then, if I buy that, I won't be able to invest.
What age do you think? Well, of course, you're saying it changes with the mindset of, single, telling women to try to get married earlier. What other things, what other factors and what other ages and what other things can be done to start making, start seeing a change in how our community is,
I tell you.
handling retirement?
I'll tell you, one thing I think we need to start doing first off is just apologizing. Look here. You know that Joker already had 5 kids. Right? You already know. The statistic that I showed, and I can go back and pull it up if I have to, from the U.S. Census Bureau, said that between the ages of 16 and 29, 72% of black men had fathered no children. That number don't drastically change after that. We got a small percentage of men out here that are serial baby makers. You know that dude got 5 kids. You know that dude already got two children by 2 different women, 3 children by 3 different women. You know that. And stop talking about, well, he just, I didn't, he deceived me. You a lie. Just tell the truth and shame the devil. Tell the truth and shame the devil. He was making you tingle, and you just blew caution to the wind.
And got pregnant by him.
Because he got swag. You just throw caution to the wind. You already know that he irresponsible. Stop acting like all of a sudden he did something that he did it 4 times before.
No, it wasn't him, James. It was them baby mamas. You know what it was. It was them. It wasn't him.
Okay.
He's already
So
proven.
you one of them.
Yeah, he's already proven that he is sexually irresponsible. He's proven that. Does your past matter? Yeah. He's proven he is irresponsible. But that other dude over there, he boring. Yeah. Making a lot of money is boring. I'm telling you, investing in the stock market, 401ks, mutual funds, large cap, small cap, all this stuff, it's boring. But that's why those dudes are able to provide. You say you want somebody to protect and provide, but he boring.
And he ain't got swag, James.
He ain't got no swag.
And he worked too much.
Well, I need somebody that can communicate. Yeah, okay.
And Pastor told me, just take my 4 kids and leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And start all over again.
So answer me this. Answer me this. Y'all help me out tonight. Y'all help me out tonight.
Okay.
So you've been dealing with the Joker for 7 years. What year and what point did you find out that he deceived you?
Ooh.
Year 2? Year 4?
6 months. Because most people characters come out within 6 months. They can't hide it too long. The character person comes out.
It's gonna show itself.
When this long-term relationship, wasting your time,
Hoping he gonna marry you.
hoping he
Somebody
gonna
said
marry
in the
you.
comments nowadays they asking him to marry them.
Yeah,
They are.
yeah. So
Great comments.
is the dating pool really got piss in it, or is just you just swimming in the wrong pool? Because we act like it's just one pool out here. No, them 6-figure men, they ain't at that pool.
Right.
They at a different pool.
I told you. Remember? I said it last night. I said, you want a 6-figure man. You don't even hang out in the areas where the 6-figure men are. How you gonna meet them?
Yeah,
You
they
in the
just
hole
at a
in the
different
wall.
pool.
He at a different club. He ain't in the hole in the wall.
Right.
He at somewhere that's prestigious.
He at a different pool. So it's piss in the pool that you swimming in. Go swim in another pool. The reason why I like to talk to the ladies is because you do have the power to say yes or no. That's 100% your power.
Yeah.
Use it wisely. And guess what? If you were trained and taught to be a wife and you do that to your daughters, a woman who is a wife, she ain't going to be fooling around with knuckleheads. She going to see that stuff coming from 10 miles away. She ain't going to waste her time with a man who's not marriage-minded. So take some accountability. If you've been fooling around with Uncle Coon, that's one of our uncles from way back in the day. But if you've been fooling around with Uncle Coon, you know, all these years, and look, come on now. Marriage-minded men, a woman who is a wife, she could spot them. She noticed this joker ain't got no intention. She gonna find out up front, and she gonna make sure that she know he gonna be vetted.
Yes. Yep.
So if we want to build generational wealth, we got to start with the foundation of building strong relationships and families. We are failing miserably. We're so freaking far behind. We're failing miserably.
Wow.
In 1960, ladies, you had a 5% probability that you would not get a husband.
Yep.
We were 80% married. In 65, you had a 7% chance that you wouldn't get a husband. But oh Lord, the feminism came in and get a bag and sexual freedom and all of this stuff. Now you're out here running your up and thinking that it's okay to express yourself that way. I'm not going to get into the psychology of the intimate act, right? We're not going to go into that because that ain't my forte. But stop acting like that it don't change you and affect you negatively when you're sleeping around with a bunch of folk. We got to stop this foolishness and act like you could just go and do it and enjoy yourself with all these multiple people and it don't add to your trauma.
Wow.
Trauma. Unhealed.
Soul ties.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
And now you do meet the guy of your dreams, and you want him to be the one that walk you through it. Well, if a man, this is a lot from the pit of hell. If a man really love you, he go, no, the hell he ain't.
Because we say I'm a reborn version.
No, he not.
I'm
If
a
this
re-
man is productive and competitive and he's successful, he don't have time to do what a therapist should do.
Just talked about that last night with that the house that love built and destroyed. You know?
Oh,
Yes.
Jesus. Oh, God.
Yes, just like if a man ain't figured out his work and figured out the basics, that's the doggone bare minimum basics.
Right. He can't hold one
If he can't
job.
figure that out, why are you dating him?
That's true.
He ain't even figured out step one
Mm.
of being a man.
Which is
Working a job.
And he rolling over after playing video games all night, talking about, baby, your alarm going off. You got to get up and go to work.
Let me drop you off.
Have a good day. I'll see you when you get home.
Don't let him take the car. He gonna drop you off.
And liable not to come pick you up on time. Like Baby Boy. Remember the movie Baby Boy? Yeah, okay.
And they got mad at him.
Cody.
They got mad at his mama because his mama was putting him out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mama, you gonna pick him over me? Yeah, because you grown. Go get a job. Take care of your baby.
Jump on
That you
your
got.
bike and go around the corner.
You know what?
Jump on your bike.
I'm gonna tell you something that's really ironic about that. When I was younger watching that movie, I viewed it totally different than I view it now.
Uh-huh.
I viewed that movie like, oh, he is so wrong for putting him out. She choosing a man. You know, I was a feminist, honey. Feminist all day with me. I was like, oh no. You know, so I don't see that movie the same at all at 51.
Look, I'm telling you right now, Gene, I'm telling y'all right now, and this is, unfortunately, this is how a lot of brothers think, especially if he about something and doing something with his life. I'm not walking down the aisle with a woman trying to figure it out. I did that 30, 40 years ago. I ain't doing that again. So you got to get it figured out. Get some therapy. Deal with your trauma.
Yeah.
Figure this stuff out. Because a man who's marriage minded and ready, he ain't got time to try to help you do all of that.
Help you heal. That's
Now he out here, thank you. He out here making six figures, trying to become a millionaire. Because that's what you want, right? He a Christian man. He go to church, so he got to make time for God. And then he community activist. He working in the community. He mentoring young boys. He doing all of that. He slaying dragons. He killing demons. He stepping on the head of devils. He doing all of that, and he earning six figures. And he going to church. And you want him, to be celibate and not have, and be all of that until marriage. You want all of this stuff, and I get you. I ain't mad at you. So y'all don't start saying when he's doing some sex before marriage. Y'all just hear me out. You want him to do all of this, be on this path, ambitious. Ooh, I need a man who's ambitious, and he got to be a good communicator. He's doing all of that. He done went to college to take classes so he can be a good communicator. He's doing all of that, and he's got swag, and he takes his socks off well, so he's really good in the other rooms of the house. And you want him to wash dishes after y'all cook, and he's doing all that, and he got to be your therapist.
That's a lot. That's a perfect man. Ooh.
And then if you ask your sister, well, sister, how much money are you willing to invest in healing yourself and making yourself the best version of yourself, so that if you met that man who was a high earning man and all of those things that you wanted, how much money are you willing to put into your self-development process? Maybe about 2,000, maybe about 2,000. Well, you want him to spend that on a trip to Vegas. Are we off the subject? I think we're still on topic because we're talking about you going to end up being within the house.
Golden Girl Syndrome.
The Golden Girls. Four of y'all going to end up moving in together because we can't figure this stuff out. And this is, Jim, you asked the question about one of the first things we need to do. Some of us just need to start apologizing. Some of us older people, because we got older children who's 30, 35, and they jacking up just as worse as we did.
Yep.
And we won't even
Telling
go
them
back
wrong.
and tell them, I'm
Yep.
sorry, because I didn't give you a better example to
I didn't,
follow.
and I didn't give you good advice.
And I didn't give you good advice. How about we start there?
I recently did that. Yeah. Yeah. My
Yep,
ways
I
of
didn't.
thinking.
And we
changed.
already know the hardship of raising children in a single family home. And what are we doing? We congratulating our children that's doing the same thing. Child, you're going to make an excellent mother. Maybe she will. But now her life just got harder.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I'm going through that now. The child is a blessing, right?
Yes.
But the circumstances,
It's a
I
mess.
have to be honest. I can't sugarcoat that and lie to you.
And her life is going to be hard.
Yes, it's gonna be life changing for the rest of your life.
Yes. Just made everything. We know how hard it is. We know because many of us have walked that path.
And I
We
said
should be
all
doing
the time,
everything in our power.
why
I
would I
mean,
take you down there?
telling them this, don't go down that road, child. Don't do it.
It's too many trees down. Don't go down there.
Mm-hmm.
It's too many potholes. It's too rough. It's muggers and robbers down there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna tell you, girl, go down there and try it out. You have to learn for yourself.
Deja, I think this will be. I think you won't mind if I share this because you've shared some really personal stuff.
Go ahead.
The young man, her oldest son, the young woman that he married, Deja had mentored that young woman for how many years?
Oh, she's my administrative assistant. She's been around me. They've been together 10 years, but probably at least 6 or 7.
She mentored her oldest son's wife to be a wife. She mentored her.
Well, you better. Shoot.
Yep.
And they are planning a family, not accidentally stumbling up on one. They planning a family. He's in the military. Oh Lord,
Yep.
see now. Oh Jesus. Oh, I didn't really did it. I was
Sipping my water.
Oh.
I mean, what bothers me is just because someone else did it doesn't make it right for you.
Right.
Would you want better?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand the mindset with that of, well, you did it.
Yeah.
Why can't I do it? What kind of wisdom and logic is that?
Yeah. And then sometimes we got to tell them, but I want better for you. You
Want
know,
better
Yes.
for
I
you.
don't want you. I want better for you.
Yes.
You know, I don't want it to be hard on you because I know the struggles that's going to come
Yes.
along with
Yes.
that.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
I remember telling James, a friend of mine, this is some years ago because I have all boys. I have 3 boys. And he really got offended because I had a hard conversation with him because he's got a daughter and a son. And I said, well, you do realize that most times if that young man and woman is not married, more times than none, that young lady is going to be left with the responsibility of raising that child.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, you can. Why would you say that? You're just saying that because you got boys. I said, well, I'm
Yep.
saying that because that is the reality of how
Mhm.
things pan out.
Yep.
hmm And I've
Yep.
heard women say that. I got boys, honey. They ain't bringing no babies home. She got to go with her mama. I've heard them say that.
Yep.
Well, I tell my
Yep.
boys, you better keep that bird in that cage,
My
Yep.
mama
and
said
they
it
know
too.
exactly what I mean.
Yep.
I said too. But
I think we've answered a lot of questions tonight. I really do. I think we've shown you that, hey, it's time to get on the ball. If you you can keep believing God. Gonna sit in the Boaz and you're gonna be gleaning in the field, and all of a sudden here you come, and you're gonna be you gonna go from Dayton Avenue and DuPont out to Grand Blanc or out to Royal Oak, Birmingham. Okay, all right.
you have over 109 comments and a lot of good comments.
Awesome.
So, ladies, look, I think that our single women, I think you need to get serious about coming up with an investment plan and saving. and teaching your children how to do it,
Yes.
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
There are alternate ways to get around the Golden Girl syndrome, right? And it's called family.
Mm. Mm.
Let's get back to appreciate the thing that's, it seems like right now we despise and have so much, so little of an opinion of.
Come on now. Ooh, come on.
And the
now.
very thing that's last on the list, because getting the bag, independent black woman, don't need a man, get your degree, all of that, and down way down at the bottom, you're messing around with men anyway. How many of y'all virgins? So why don't you get yourself in a position where you can get the best one?
Yeah.
You're messing around with men anyway. Hello?
Don't make me faint again.
Hello? All right? So all I'm saying is there's ways around it, and it's called family. I'm telling you right now, your children, you thinking, oh, my kids just going to take care of me. They don't want to. They proving it to you right now. How many of y'all trying to move in with your kids to save some money? And they said no. Hello?
How many times you got to tell your kid to stay home and don't get out there too early?
Yeah. So if you can take care, so if Jesus, so if it ain't working now, what make you think they gonna want to do it later?
Right.
They don't even want to do it now,
Right.
and you able-bodied.
Yeah, we gonna all be at nursing homes. We don't act right.
Y'all all gonna be in my assisted living facilities.
Yes. One or the other.
Family. That was a time when we were discriminated against, Jim Crow. We couldn't
Yes.
vote. All of this stuff was going on, and we had stronger communities.
Yes, we did.
Yep.
Why can't we get back to that? Oh, I know. All the black men was beating the women and wanted to just control them. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. Really?
That was. I won't even say that.
Come on, y'all.
That wasn't us. We were
Let's
loving
keep
on
it
each other.
real. Let's keep
you
it
know.
real. We had strong communities.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
We had real strong communities, and they were built off of families. In that documentary from 1954 called "The Selling of a Negro," in that documentary, the narrator said, "There's a new buying a market out there that's available." They enticed us right into the video. One day we're gonna show that video. They enticed it right up, and they said the Negro family. They didn't say the independent black woman.
Nope.
Watch the documentary. They said it's the Negro family. They live just like you.
Yep.
Their names are Morgan and their names are Williams. Their names is Johnson, and they just live just like you. The Negro family, $15 billion of untapped buying power. They didn't say.
God, no.
They didn't say the OnlyFans woman. They said the black family. They recognized the black family as an untapped market.
And that was in when, James?
1954.
Wow.
Well, how you think the boycott worked and was so successful was that green money spoke and that buying power was shut down. And they
Yes.
said no more until you give us our rights.
The
It wasn't
U.S.
about the rights, it was about the
Thank you.
money.
About the money. The U.S.
They were losing.
Department of Commerce in Washington, D.C. did a study. They hired psychologists to study the black family and their spending habits. And in the documentary, I can't think of his name right now, but he was the head of the U.S. United States Commerce Department, said we have been studying their spending habits since 1939.
Wow.
God, dog.
The black family.
Whoa. Whoa.
I'm telling you, if we can somehow figure this stuff out and find our way back to family and community, we're going to be stronger. And you won't have to be worried about did you see the numbers? Do I need to show them to you one more time? The difference in the disparity in income between a family and a single parent home, it was more than double.
Wow.
1939?
1939, they've been studying our buying habits.
Wow.
That's powerful. That's
You know,
that's
Black Wall
powerful.
Street was what? How many of y'all know your history? When was Black Wall Street? I know when it was. When was it? Come on.
1929, wasn't it?
21.
21? Oh, yeah, 21. 21, yeah.
21. When the whole thing happened with Black Wall Street.
Hmm.
21, yeah.
So all of a sudden they
Oh,
like, man, these folk, boy, they building and they oppressed. They don't have all the freedoms. And now we got more freedoms and we got less
less.
family.
Right.
I say it all the time
We
to
were
my
such a
people.
force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
They said, y'all need to go and watch that documentary. It's on YouTube, The Selling of the Negro. They
I'll put it
said
in
there's
here.
14 major markets in the United States that where products cannot be number one without the Negro.
Wow.
14 major markets. And then they list them out and tell you what cities.
Mm.
That the products cannot be number one without your money, your dollars.
Hmm.
We need to get back and find a way to make family work.
Hmm. So, James, there is a question. The Selling of the Negro is a documentary. So,
Oh, I
can you
was just
speak
letting
on
them.
that?
I was
Yes.
just typing it in there
Oh,
for them
okay.
to know.
Okay. Oh,
That's
okay. I'm
all.
sorry.
Yes.
Okay. So, yep, that is the documentary on YouTube.
Yes. It's
About
on
how long is
YouTube.
it, James?
It's less
On
than an
YouTube.
hour.
Let me add that.
The documentary is less than an hour. In
On
fact, hold on. I'm going to do this
Selling of the Negro.
because I
The
can't share it on the
documentary
screen.
on YouTube.
Watch this. Here we go. Hold up just 1 second.
Oh, wow. Mm-mm-mm.
Here we go. Y'all ready? Right
Yeah.
this. Here we go. Boom. Here it is right here. You won't hear no sound, but here it is.
Selling the Negro. Oh, Selling the Negro. Okay.
The Secret of Selling the Negro.
Okay, I don't see the rest over there.
Yeah.
That's why.
I'm trying to get to it. See? Bob Trout. You ready for this? Like I say, there's no sound, but here it is. The Secret of Selling the Negro.
The Secret of Selling the Negro. The Secret of Selling the Negro.
Wow.
You need to watch that, man. It's going to shock you.
Yeah,
You're
I
going to be
did.
like,
I
oh
did
my
watch
God.
it. When you, I think you sent it to me, as a matter of
Secret of
fact.
Selling.
Yes.
Mind blowing.
I'm gonna watch it with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we speak about a lot of this, in our class, in our lessons and stuff about, how powerful the boycott was, and the reasons why, And I told them, I told them the honest truth. It wasn't about per se, oh, we want to just give them their rights. It's about we were losing so much money in those
Right.
sit-ins, that
Yes.
bus, and I tell them it's about that green. They keep us distracted with racial issues, but it's really about the green.
The U.S. economy is built off of consumers. And look, only because of population size, the white community has that level of buying power. But you're talking about, we only represent what, 14, less than 15% of the population in America, but we're number 3 in buying power.
And we just hit a record number
1.6 trillion.
Wow.
That's the statistics from last year. We're number
during a
3
pandemic. During a
during the
pandemic,
pandemic.
Wow.
During the
we
pandemic,
hit a record number of buying power.
$1.6 trillion.
During a pandemic.
We're some of the best consumers in America.
Lord.
And that's why until I feel God telling me don't just stop talking and stop saying something. I can't. It's something in me that's like got me like possessed with just saying, look,
Yeah.
it's not like we don't have the money.
Yeah.
We're just not using it because we don't understand. We can't see the connection. We act like it's a totally separate issue. I literally had somebody say to me when I gave them the statistic, it said 86% of millionaires are married. I literally had somebody say to me, "So are you saying that a single person can't be a millionaire?"
No, not saying
I didn't say that. 86% though are married,
Wow.
and the problem is not being single. The problem is being financially irresponsible.
Mm.
And the
Yep.
problem is being a consumer. And the problem is not seeing the power of the synergistic union of marriage and how
Mm.
two together is better than one.
Right.
That's an old saying.
It's in the
Right.
Bible. That's why I say people read half the Bible. They don't read the whole Bible.
Mhm.
They only want to read the parts that make them feel better about their jacked up life. So they run to church and slap Jesus on funky attitudes. They slap Jesus on a bunch of mess, thinking that it's going to make. No, stop it. Just
Right.
stop it.
Right. Right.
Just
So
stop it.
so true.
We need to set what I say, what we say the other night. Self reflect,
Mm-hmm.
self become
Awareness.
self aware,
Mm-hmm.
and then take accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Accountability.
Yeah.
Miss Carolyn said here in the comments, they say broke people spend to look wealthy, but wealthy people spend to stay wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what in that
Whoa.
when you watch the documentary, what they said, the number one thing they said about the Negro, black people, in that documentary,
Hmm.
they said they hired these psychologists from all over the world to study our buying habits. They said that they like to impress people.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So they don't buy stuff that ain't name brand because
Mm-hmm.
they need to impress their friends and
Yep.
neighbors.
Yep. And we got, yeah, comment on designer.
1954.
Yeah.
And it all goes back to a certain mentality and history. If
Yeah.
we a lot of us think the way we think, and we know about what we're talking about because of our age and the time that we were raised. Not was not
Mm-hmm.
that long ago that families were more unified and more communities. Within
Yep.
our communities, we had schools and all these different things that made us a community. And
Facts.
we remember those things in the 70s, and we remember our parents. Our parents taught us history, so we know where it comes from. The poverty mindset is not talking about just finances.
Facts.
It's talking about how we talked about it before. A poverty mindset, it could be about how you feel like I don't need my family. I don't need
Yeah.
I don't. I'm independent. I don't need. Oh, they breaking my peace off. They
Hmm.
disturbing my peace. I don't want to be bothered with certain people in my family. Poverty mindset because we are better and we're more powerful, unified
That's
Yep.
as a
right.
family, and that's what we were
Mm-hmm.
all taught at these ages. But somewhere it's been lost being taught the history.
Hmm.
Hey DJ, remember when Carolyn said about looking rich and stuff? Remember what we
Mm.
call it? Big hat, no cattle.
Big head, no big buckle.
Big belt buckle, no cattle. Big shiny belt buckle,
And I
and
think
no
some of
cattle.
us are only removed. Maybe not that long ago, our families was talking to us about um, when they were just when they had to go down the street to Miss Sarah to so she could sew your dress because you couldn't go to nobody else but Miss
Mm.
Sarah, and Miss Wanda was cooking pies because the kids was hungry. You ain't had none, so she bring you some food from what she
Yep.
got from a master house or in the nanny, whoever they snuck some food out or they didn't want it, they was gonna throw it out. They brought it home and spread it within the community. We're not talking about we were the original homeschoolers. We had one schoolhouse, and
Hmm.
we had all these different grades in there, teaching them
Mm-hmm.
all in one schoolhouse. Knowing that history is powerful, more
Yeah.
powerful than a lot of us would know. But
Yes.
when we had to come together in the civil rights, I ain't gotta go and visit Miss Sally no more. I want to go over here and see what they got in their store. The
Yes.
one they
Hmm.
didn't let me in a few days
Yes.
ago. I don't
Yep.
need Miss
Yes.
Sarah no more. I don't need Miss Wanda no more.
Because I
That's
can
where
go
I
and sit
believe
up,
it.
sit in the diner and eat now.
That's where
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yep.
where I believe it came from. Some of it.
Yep.
I don't need them no more.
If you DJ, being the businesswoman as you are, if you had say one or two or three things that you would tell people they needed to do right now, what would it be?
Uh, right now, I would
Think,
definitely encourage people to look at opportunities for investments. That's one. I would also encourage people to begin to just take a real look at where you're at financially and where you want to see yourself over the next 15 to 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And see, we have to make a conscious decision to start today, right? We
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
cannot keep putting it off because those years are going to continue to pass by,
Yeah.
and also too, just, evaluate your spending habits.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Because what really bothers me, I was actually talking to my accountant on my way home, and she really enlightened me. She said, it just seems like, because we were talking about how a lot of people now, it's hard to find employees, and
Mm.
with the economy being the way it is now, she kind of told me, she said it just seems like now, with a lot of the tax credits that they have put out there, that a lot of people have really understood where they need to stay at so that they can
Mm.
Mm.
qualify for the larger
Mm.
returns.
Mm.
Mm.
And she said there are people who are getting, upwards of $15,000
Yeah,
in
they
tax
were.
returns.
Mm-hmm.
So she said what's happening is they're now working seasonal to stay up under a threshold amount so that they can reap the benefits of getting a large
Mm.
return
Mm.
come tax season. So she
Mm.
said she believed that has a lot to do with there being a lack of people returning
Mm.
to the workforce.
Mm.
Mm.
So what I don't understand is, even if a person came into a large sum of money, let's say $15,000,
Mm-hmm.
even if they took a portion of that and invested that each year, and like you say, put it in a money
Yes.
market account or put it in some type of account where you're going to get 3% interest,
Mm.
you can plan and have a comfortable future.
Yes.
But our people don't want, they just, again, the bad spending habits, keeping
Yeah.
up with the Joneses.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I want to show something, Deja, from what you brought up. I'm glad you said what you said. So
Wow.
y'all see, watch this. Everybody can see my screen.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the difference in the tax brackets, and I'm not talking about the lower ones. That 12% tax bracket for under 40. Look at the next one, 40 to 86,000. This is
Okay.
from 2021 federal income tax brackets, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's only a 2% difference, folks, between the 86 top tier 86,375 and getting you into the next tax bracket where you can make over six figures. But yet, I was even working with people that was like, you don't want to make over a certain amount because you're going to pay a higher tax. It's only a 2% difference,
Wow.
Wow.
22 to 24%. Why would I care about paying an extra 2% to make up to $164,000? Come on now. It's only 2%. So if you feel like that 12% tax bracket and the subsidies and all the Section 8 and stuff that you can get for making the least money, guess what? You're going to stay. You're going to
With the
stay
least,
poor.
with the least money.
Hmm.
And they
Wow.
have programs on Section 8 that classes and different enrichment courses and stuff that you can go and take to try to be a homeowner. And
Mm-hmm.
also, they have classes for budgeting, parenting. They have all kind of
Oh,
things
yeah.
to have self, to make yourself, put yourself in better positions to not have to stay on there. But, you
Yes.
know,
A lot of
once,
people don't either know or
yeah,
they don't take advantage of it.
yeah. And
Yes.
from what I'm hearing, they kind of bank on you not knowing
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
for
Oh,
some
yeah.
reason. To me, I don't know why, but they bank on you not knowing that the programs exist, or but then you have people who are scared to get off because then, like you're saying, everything gets cut. You
It,
know.
and I think Rodney had mentioned that
Excuse me.
when you and him, James, did your podcast a couple weeks ago, he mentioned that there is some things that through the HUD program, that, retraining opportunities
Yes.
that the
Yes.
people should be able to access. But like you say, if they don't know it's in that language, how many
Yes.
people are going to read through that language to understand,
Mhm.
what's really in it,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
that can benefit, our community. They bank on you not knowing.
Mhm.
They bank on you
Yes.
not pushing the envelope and
Mhm.
saying, no, according to this document, you're supposed to be able to put me in a position to be retrained.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
um, it's just these, it just really is disheartening because it make you, want to believe, you don't want to believe, but it almost makes you have to believe that the system is set up to keep us oppressed.
Yeah.
Systematic.
You know, we can say that, but here's my problem with it. We got Google now. We got stuff that's this information is free.
Yeah, and it's
Mhm.
right at your fingertips.
And if you're willing to do just a little bit of
A
research and
little bit.
homework,
Just a little bit.
Hmm.
right, just a little bit,
Yeah.
it's not like people hiding it from us, the
Right.
information. You know, I was talking to some coworkers. I'm going to get up out of here in a minute. I was talking to a coworker when I went to buy my house. We only know about one or two different types of loans, right? These folks start telling me about something I'd never heard of called a
Yes.
rural development loan.
That's the one I was telling you about.
No down payment. I got in my house with no down payment
Mm-hmm.
through a rural development loan.
Only thing I've heard of is conventional and FHA.
Mm-mm. In a rural area. My friend
Yep,
just did it.
yep. And then all
And
you got to do is look on the list. It does tell you for that house when they list it what loans that it qualify for.
Oh
It's right there,
wow.
public information, right there.
and tax breaks for being in the rural area that she
Yeah,
just
and tax
moved.
breaks.
If she gets
Wow.
some chickens and some goats,
Yes,
and that's what she's
yes.
doing, tax
Yeah,
breaks,
yeah.
because
I
she's
got a buddy of
now
mine that's
becoming
doing
into
that.
farming.
Hmm.
They're now starting to consider her into like horticultural something,
Yes.
Wow.
It's tax breaks she's about to get for living in a rural area buying animals now.
There are
She
first-time
researched.
home buyer programs that can help you with down payment assistance. All of that,
Oh
man.
yeah. Oh yeah.
There's so many different programs and things out there. And if you don't know something, you can
Yeah.
keep blaming other people if you want to, and you can keep saying, "Well, they just trying to oppress us, and they trying to keep us down." This, that, all. You can stay in that mindset if you want to, but the information's out there. Look, I said it in a couple videos ago. You go to the library and ask them, can you go down to the basement? They got a whole nother section of books that's just collecting dust.
Mm.
Wow.
If you don't want to you ain't got the money to pay for it, there's a whole bunch of books that's free at the library. Get yourself a library card. But we don't want to read. It's not because we can't. It's not because we don't know how to. But let me tell you something. If you want to change your life, it takes effort.
Oh
And these people that
definitely.
keep trying to tell you that it's going to come easy and the less you do, the more you're going to get is a lie.
Mm.
You got to put some time in. You got to study. You got to research. You got to read books.
Oh yeah.
And there's information that's out there and it's free. It's not like people trying to hide it from you, right? Not at all. So you got to go and find it though. You got to search it out. You got to seek it out. You got to knock on doors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How bad do you want it?
Mm.
How bad do you want it? Come on now. How bad do you want it?
Hmm.
Are you comfortable where you're at? Well, then stop complaining because I'm tired of hearing it personally. I'm tired of seeing it on Facebook. Oh, I know it's your page and you can write and post whatever you want to. But I'm tired of hearing you complaining.
You don't
I
want
thought you were so satisfied with your life though and happy. But you're complaining. And then you're talking about how folk don't understand you and this, that, and other. Whatever, without going it. If you're a black sheep, that should make you special, not the other way around. Because I ain't seen too many black sheep. That man, you should be really valuable and priceless.
Wow, I never thought about it like that.
Yeah. So come on, we got. Oh Lord, all I'm saying is, what do you want? Do you want to end up in an assisted living facility on Medicaid? And the little bit that you do have left over is going to go to the government for paying your bills for you. We can keep that mentality and that attitude, or we can do like Deja said tonight. Go sit down, reassess your spending habits,
Yeah.
how you spending your money, and start doing something different with it. Start investing. I've said it and I'm going to keep saying it. I know what Dave Ramsey say. I know what all the professionals say because I was in the field. That's what they train us to say. But I'm trying to tell you tonight, I don't care how much debt you are in, you need to start saving 10% of your money. Don't pay your debt off first and then get your. I know what the steps are. I know what they are. Pay off your debt, then save 3 to 6 months income, get your emergency fund fully funded, and then start investing 10%. No, you don't. I don't care how broke and how bad your situation is. You better start now because time is your friend. And when you keep letting time pass by, you don't have time to waste if you're 45. If it's going to take you 5 years to pay off your debt and then fully fund a 3 to 6 month emergency fund, you just lost 5 years in earning potential. And that 12% interest, money doubles every 6 years. So you just wasted an opportunity for your little bit of money of doubling because you were listening to some stuff that sounds really good. But I'm trying to tell you, you don't have time to waste.
I'm a witness to it, and it's not easy. I'm gonna be honest with everybody. For those who are on the lower class, I'm gonna be honest. That's me. That's my family. We're probably considered lower, lower, the lower level of economics. But when I started talking to my brother, and he started telling me ways to, I was like hopeless. I felt hopeless. I'm just sharing my story to someone to encourage someone. I felt hopeless. I felt like we were destitute. We were just gonna be destitute. And I had a fear, like my mom had a fear of being a ward of the state. And he started giving me tips, and I got a book from people, because there's people all down everybody's timeline who are positive and who are. This book right here she gave me, it's just a document and write down my spending habits and how much was going out. Start tracking our spending, tracking what bills we can eliminate, just little small things, getting rid of cable, just small things, and eating more, cooking more at home, little small tips, and I wanted to be really aggressive with what my brother told me as far as like 10% and 15% with the it was the 401, I believe, and I think his what was it? I think it was Roth. And I wanted to get really aggressive, but my husband was like, he was nervous, and and so we kind of met in the middle, and kind of went with the middle, but he's understanding that it's critical,
Yes.
He'll be 50 and I'm 51, and so it's small steps. Just take small steps. If I researched things, I just kept how even now I just typed up what can I cut back on, further. What can I do without? What can we do without?
Yes.
What was our needs? Our mom was big on needs and wants. What is a need and what is a want? And I'm teaching my children that now, need versus want. So it's small ways to try to break that cycle, even with my children, changing my mindset, reprogramming my thoughts, my perceptions, cognitively. That's what it's about, and just small steps, people. That's all I can say.
Yes.
Small steps.
Can I drop one more thing on y'all, and then we really gonna get up out of here? Just been good. Some of these, see, when I'm throwing it out, these are tips I'm giving you, or you could just see it as somebody ranting, or you could see it as tips and be like, you said something. I told you about the rural development loans. I told you about all that stuff, right? Down payment assistance, first time home buyer program. Check this one out. Every last one of the people that have children that I know, with all the stimulus money that they was getting, every last one of them that I know, most of them, majority, and not every last one that I know, majority of them, they wasted at least $7,000.
Yeah, I know most people did. Yeah.
If you start an LLC, a partnership, how do you think a lot of these wealthy people getting started? They didn't get started off their own dime and by themselves. They went in partnership with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other people.
Yeah.
If you wasted $7,000, and you did, if you got 2 other people together with you and y'all decided to take would have took some of that stimulus money
Each.
and the tax return money with all the earned income credits and all that stuff that you get. Because I know how much money it is. Trust me. Been there, done that. I've seen the checks. You could have $21,000 just by you and two of your friends forming an LLC. You could have bought a rental property.
Yep.
And then cash flowed it,
Yep.
grew the equity, and then if two of them wanted to get bought out and you keep the property for another 5, 6, 7, 10 years, you would have been able to buy them out in about 2 years, cash them out with their profits through a cash out refinance. But oh no, people tell you debt is bad. You would have done a complete cash out refinance, paid them off, held the property, and then used some of the equity and some of the cash to buy another property. Just by 2 or 3 of y'all coming together and taking some of y'all tax refund money and PP and all that other money, free money, stimulus money that you've been getting.
Yes, all that PPP.
And the LLC costs how much, Deja? How much?
$50.
$50. $50 to do an LLC and a partnership.
Yep.
And,
And you ain't got the money yourself.
Yep.
3 of y'all come together. You got cousins. All because you got kids. Government just throwing money at you.
Yep.
Because you got kids.
There go your seed money right there.
You blew your seed money. Seed money gone. You'll go out and buy more and more depreciable assets, more toys.
Yes.
They're going to have the biggest Christmas they ever have. And the kids still broke all the heads off the Barbie dolls. You know, the bike, the wheel, the back wheel that came off the bike.
Seat off.
The seat missing.
They got the big tire on the back, small tire on the front.
Yeah.
And the EIN number is free, ain't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Just go on the government. I did it for my kids to the LLC.
Free. And all you got to do is if you missed the opportunity, guess what? It's still here.
Yeah.
Next year you're gonna get a whole bunch of more money at tax time. We done told you only poor people be looking forward to tax time.
Yeah. And
So when you get your money,
oh, go ahead, James.
yeah, when you get your money, why don't you talk to your cousin them? She got 3 kids. She gonna get a nice little refund.
Yeah.
You got 2, you gonna get a nice refund.
Yes.
Talk to your cousin them and say, hey, let's go in together and let's buy a piece of property in a partnership. And let's cash flow this joker. And then in 3 years, let's do a total cash out refinance and take the equity out and buy another one.
I wish I had some of them friends more.
And what we say over the next 25 years, assisted living facilities is slated to be the largest growing occupation.
Yes.
So,
I shared that with my friend.
Did you?
Because I know she was talking about the home health care, and I told her, let me tell you something bigger.
That's
and
right.
I told her that one.
That's
And
right.
she said,
It's slated.
oh.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Told her that.
Yeah.
Look. 8 properties can cash flow you $100,000. I've said over and over again, if you really want to get started in business and understanding how the money and how access to funding, Deja done dropped her phone number in the comment section. Almost every other video.
Alert.
And she gonna do it again tonight. She gonna drop her phone number and her contact information in the comment section. Y'all need to call this woman. This woman knows what she's doing.
The person I shared it with, I told her when she's ready, I know the person.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. And it ain't as complicated as you think to get into certain types of business. There's e-commerce, there's all types of business things. If you want to get into the field that she's in, she can show you from A, B, C, D, all the way to Z how to do it and how to get started. Paperwork that you need, how to file your paperwork, how to make sure that your hands are clean, that you're operating with integrity, all the above.
Yes.
All right.
There's resources available to you. We're offering them to you. I've been for years giving people investment advice from all that time that I was with that company. I ain't gonna say the name of them. And they taught me the stuff that they taught me.
Yeah.
I've been giving stuff away for free. Just telling people. And you know what most people do? That's why at some point I'm thinking about I need to start charging something.
Yeah.
I mean, then maybe people will really follow through.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, the right people who are serious and it won't waste your time will.
Yeah. I could tell you how to set up a portfolio.
Mm.
I can tell you how to keep it simple. If you want to keep it simple where you ain't got to do a lot of work, mutual funds, man. Mutual funds.
Yep, I learned that from you.
Large cap mutual funds. Just start one. I showed you through the video, one of the videos got the least amount of views. And I said it in the beginning of the video. This is probably one of the most influential, best videos I've ever made. If you take $50 a month for your child,
Yeah, that's the one.
and you could wait till they 3 years old. You didn't even start when they were first born.
Right.
3 years old, you put $50 away for 15 years. You turn 18 on the 18th birthday. If you earn 9% interest on that $50 a month, you will hand them a check for anywhere between $17,000 to $22,000 if you earn 12%, which is the Dave Ramsey standard. Then you bring them into the kitchen after y'all finish cleaning up after the open house, and you sit them down at the kitchen table, and you say, honey, Shaniqua, this is what I want to offer you as a deal. I want to offer you, if you continue to put $50 away in this money that I've saved for you for the last 15 years, now that you're 18, because it's your money now. You can do what you want to do with it, but I'm going to make you a deal. If you take $50 a month and do that for the next 25 years, I'm going to also put $50 a month. I'm going to keep putting $50 a month in there for you. Mm-hmm. And guess what? By the time they turn 43 years old, they will be sitting on $500,000.
Wow.
All because you started when they was 3 years old and you earned a standard 9 to 12% interest rate, averaged it over that time. They will be sitting on $500,000, all because you took $50 a month for 15 years, and then you made a deal with them and said, I'll keep adding that $50 if you put in 50. Now you telling me both of y'all can't afford, they 18, they need to go get a job. You ain't got to put them out the house. You got to stop that foolishness. Talking about, well, they grown now. No, they not, because you ain't taught them nothing.
Right.
Right?
Wow.
So stop it. So then if you roll that $100 for another 25 years, before they even turn 45, 50, they ain't even thinking about retiring yet. They could be sitting on $500,000.
We're going to watch, me and my kids going to watch that video, because I remember starting it and didn't finish it.
Yes.
Yeah, I like
so,
that.
ladies and gentlemen, you got a choice. You can either just go ahead and just give up the ghost, as my mama used to say, and just go ahead and just throw up your hands and say, I don't know, it's too hard. And then you could just go ahead and plan on moving in with Rose and Blanche
Mabel.
and Mabel. And y'all can share a dog.
Yeah.
Or you can go ahead and change your life today. Man, 10 years, man, will make a huge difference if you just start paying yourself first. You're doing it now. You're just putting it on your head and on your fingernails, on your and on your toes. You're doing it now and living your best life, traveling all over, spending your money, taking trips, and talking about life is more than just about money. It's about experiences. You're a doggone lie. Just stop it. We just say anything to make ourselves feel better about our miserable lives. But then guess what? The truth start coming out on Facebook, because then you don't have a problem, because you're trying to garner up some sympathy, some folk that thinking like you thinking. Child, that's right. You ain't got to you ain't got to settle. What do you mean settle? Oh, I ain't even gonna go there. We gonna end this video. What do you mean settle?
Long as they know rent due on the 1st.
Rent due on the 1st, and it's coming every month.
Okay. Yes, it is.
I got a real close person in our family. I'm gonna say this, and we really are gonna go. We got a Gino, and I'm not gonna say no names, because people be watching these videos and they say, "Why are you talking about me?" I didn't say your name. I didn't say your name. So why do I know you? What's up? And they out here, way past fertility age, way past fertility, still acting like they 20, and they ain't got no money.
16.
And then had the nerve to talk about, I'm thinking about moving to Florida. With what? A lunchbox? You ain't going to Florida. You can go down to East St. Louis. But you ain't going to Florida, moving there.
Mm-mm.
You can move down. Okay, I'm done.
Mm-mm.
Y'all got anything else to say before we wrap this up?
No.
God told me to shut the hell up.
I said what I said. Rent due on the first, so
Rent due on the first, and you out here way past, certain ages, still trying to get men to pay your rent.
gonna be a golden girl.
You're gonna be a golden girl. That's exactly what's gonna happen. And I'm telling y'all, don't be calling me for no money. Because I'm trying to help you now. If you ain't listening to me now, you sure ain't gonna listen to me later. We're just trying to help you.
Helping other people excel.
All
Helping other
right. I
people
like that.
excel. I really want to close out with y'all. Really, if y'all got anything else to share.
Take it away, Gene.
God told me to shut up.
Oh man, I'm looking
Good.
forward to going to some weddings, man. Some people's daughters and sons connecting and rebuilding the black family and black community. Going to some weddings.
In real
I'm looking
life,
forward to it.
not
And
Tyler
us building
Perry.
some. Thank
Right.
you. And us
Throw,
building
just
some
throw
families.
some rice.
Yes, throwing
Right.
some rice and stuff like that. You know, but
Amen.
kept we we going over to the house and you sitting there, all of y'all walk. As soon as I come up to the door, I can smell the Bengay because it's Bengay times 4. Because all of y'all got it on. Don't even gotta walk out and smell it. And then you got these special oils and stuff that you're putting on now. Smell like peppermint and garlic.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
I got to go, but y'all know what to do. If you're watching via YouTube, you better press that subscribe button, press that notification bell so you can get notified when we upload videos, and then also share this video. But y'all probably be like, I told you I ain't sharing that mess. I ain't sharing that mess. But if you're watching via the ship, Second Friendship Baptist Church, we love y'all. Thank you, Rodney Williams, because that man right there, that young man wants to change the life of his people
Amen.
and want to expose them to the knowledge and information that they need to change their life financially. So thank you to
That's
Second
good.
Friendship
Yeah.
Baptist Church and Rodney Williams, the ship. All of y'all for watching us on the Second Friendship Facebook page, and share this video right here on my personal page. Press that thumbs up like button, a heart, share the video, share.
Yes.
You ain't got to watch it all at once. That's why they stay posted up here so you can watch it 10 minutes at a time and you can enjoy it and you can have a conversation with your family and tell them, see, I've been trying to help you and trying to tell you, but you won't listen to me. Maybe you'll listen to the Working People's Podcast. But thanks for tuning in once again. We love you. Thanks for watching. Where everybody wants to build generational wealth and a financial legacy for the family. But we got to go. I'm out, y'all. Well.
Peace.